It's like, you guys treat me like shit, and I get the plates from here to here every fucking time, and you talk down to me and shit. What's going on?
Jesus,
you're counting my lunches. Like, you're looking at what I'm eating. You're, like, figuring out when I'm going out to smoke. Like, all of a sudden, you're in my shit, but all you said you wanted from me was the plates to go from here to here, and I'm getting the plates from here to here.
God, that was the most accurate representation of how I feel when I get a job. At first, I'm helpless. I'm a little baby. I'm sucking off the tea to the manager to tell me what I need to do. You know, I don't want to, my wings aren't fully formed yet. And then once I learn what I'm doing, I'm like, you know, y'all could treat me a lot better for this. I deserve a lot more for this.
Wow, this is some bullshit right here. Now that you kicked me out of the nest and I'm flying through the sky and trying to flap my wings here, I don't think you're giving me enough.
I don't like this.
You didn't set me up right.
You know, you probably hear people constantly talking about this horrible thing called capitalism.
I have.
Yeah, you've heard that?
Yes.
You're like, what? How does capitalism affect me? I will tell you, it runs your entire fucking life. You've probably heard of socialism or communism. And they say they try to control your entire life. Your whole day is taken away from you. What control do you have over your day now?
Most people have to be chained to a desk for 40 hours a week, and they're not allowed to leave.
When you wake up in the morning and you feel like shit and you have to wipe the sleep from your eyes and like look around and be like, why does this have to happen this early in the morning? That's a capitalism.
And it controls everything, like your healthcare, your education. It all comes down to making money, but some things just don't make money. Honestly, ask yourself, how afraid are you of getting an injury and how that could possibly fuck up your life?
Yeah. You're being stopped from skateboarding, breakdancing, doing anything fun, because if you get injured, you're fucked forever. You can't go to work.
And so then you have all these people that say, well, we can make a kinder capitalism, a more conscious capitalism. It isn't gonna fucking happen. We need anarchy, we need socialism, we need communism, we need anything but more capitalism.
But wait, Brett. When you go to the grocery store, you have almost unlimited choice. You can buy 100 different types of cereals.
All made from the same stuff with different graphics on the outside.
All corn. It's basically just a bunch of boxes of corn.
That's capitalism.
It actually treats about 1% of the population like humans, and the rest of us like tools for those superhumans. You don't have any money, your bank account's low? I know where the money is. Jeff Bezos has it, the Waltons have it.
And they took it from us, right?
They took it from us.
We're just getting our money back.
Yeah, your work made that money. You deserve that money. That's your money. The 1% has never decided to do the right thing. That's why we have to take power and just spread it out among the 100% of people that exist. Can you imagine being that sensitive? Like you,
well, that's
like
what
that
they're
is the
PC as hell.
ultimate.
Hey, you know what? This is the freest goddamn country, and it's so free that if you don't stand up, you aren't a free person. And goddamn it, boy, if you don't stand up right now, you ain't free. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, I have the freedom to make you feel bad for doing the freedom. Just get up and say you love it. Just get up right now, Copernic. God damn it. It's so free that you can't do it. You have to. It's free because there's only one way to be. That's why it's free. So be that. Damn you. They don't have anything to live. I mean, their kids hate them. They don't have, all their money got stolen by banksters and shit. Healthcare's running through the fucking roof. Oh my God, have you heard the news? Kids are dying of Kratom.
That's not true.
They're injecting it into their veins.
I don't think that's happening.
An ABC Action News exclusive. A mom says a popular herb killed her son.
The most recent death happened in early June. Kratom, also known as metrogenine, was one of 4 drugs blamed for his death.
This was like the devil drug.
It really is just a green powder that makes people feel better.
Yeah, it's a leaf. It grows from the ground, you smash it up, you make a tea out of it, you throw it down the back of your throat, you eat some capsules, and
You feel better, your mind's clear. And most people that use Kratom don't have access to healthcare or prescriptions or any of that regular medicine stuff. They get it from local stores or online.
Let's do an example here. You're a young person. You don't understand how all this works. So let me explain this to you. When you get hurt in your older age, let's say you're 34, you work on a roof, you fall off and you crush your fucking heel, right? It's all shattered. The doctor 10, 15 years ago was like, that's fucked up, that really hurts. You're gonna need some opioids to kill that pain. And then the DEA says, no, you can't have those anymore. These doctors have to tighten up their prescriptions. And now you don't have any, you can't afford them. What do? You can take Kratom. It has the same effects, it's less addictive, and it's more gross. So that even brings down the use. You're not gonna use it as much. Kratom kills the pain in your body. It also cures social anxiety.
The government's solution to stuff like this is always prohibition, which means putting more people in jail.
How big is your appetite for the war on drugs? I'm sure it's small. It's shrinking every single day. Don't let them continue it. Don't let them outlaw more stuff.
Good point.
Thank you. How many times have you gone into work and then looked at your boss and said, what are they doing? You ever think about the levels at a job, Brett? Of course, the people on the very bottom. What do they do?
Usually clean.
Yeah, and then there is the people just above them. They're the ones that do the second hardest job at the place, right?
Deal with customers?
Yeah, that sort of thing. And then there's another level above that, and that's the manager that's in the place. Now let's think about what comes after that, right? You might have a guy named like Glenn that comes to your office every 6 months, and you have to lay out the red carpet for Glenn. Think about what the person above Glenn does. Jerry is the person above Glenn, right?
Okay.
His job is basically going to lunch, right?
Yeah, powerful meetings,
Yeah.
shaking hands real hard.
We're gonna go up to the CEO now. The people that sit around a table and who knows what they're doing? Nobody knows what they talk about.
Playing cards.
What connection does that person have to what you do and what the customer gets? It just seems like you could really chop like 5 or 6 levels off of any job and the company would still run perfectly.
Think about your job. Now imagine your manager isn't there. How much smoother would your day run?
I mean, how many of you work a job where you don't even know who the fucking CEO is of the company? That means they're absolutely useless. They're parasites.
They're on the top, getting most of the money, sending their kids to private school, driving the fanciest cars, and they can't make a sandwich. Every new level of hierarchy is more money coming out of your paycheck. Unions are fucking great because it's not HR.
You need solidarity with the other workers. We need to use that and exercise that. You and your other workers are the most important people at that company. I mean, hell, the way I think about it, maybe you don't get a union at all and you just take the whole company away from the bosses, and that's called a co-op.
For the almighty dollar, everyone's a slave. What's the point of doing shit if you ain't getting paid?
Before we commence expelling this ghost from this location, before we save Jake from the lock, I will light the ceremonial herb that will give us the sight, that will give us the power we need to set Jake free. My Twitter's not working out here. Let's see if you can get a ghost. Go ahead and try. See.
I summon the ghost into ghostly ghostness. Come the fuck out if you're a real ghost. Now. Demand it. This is how we fucking hunt ghosts. And as we've pointed out, and as we've said, there are no ghosts.
So this is where the ghost lives, from what we know. And he's not home. Let me see, let me try this. Jake, you may overtake my body. I accept you into my heart and soul. please, if you are here, take control of me, use me as a vessel.
Gross.
Nothing.
Yeah, no ghosts. So I guess the lesson of Beaver Creek is there's no such thing as a ghost, there's no God, and the Bible is a lie. Off to Helltown to find out what the government's up to in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. Hell yeah, bumping out here. Can I get some of this safety herb in my lungs, please? And thank you, are welcome here. Jake, you can't have any because they drug test.
Yeah, if you go to work, man, you're gonna get drug tested.
Jake, you son of a bitch! You get out here! Hey, Jake!
Ain't coming. He ain't coming because he's afraid of me, Brian Quinby from Street Fight Radio. Brett, would you like a shot at Jake?
Yeah.
I just fell in a hole. That was Jake. That was all Jake. I think we
Jake,
found
do
the
that?
ghost.
Jake won't let you see your mention. He's like, don't look at your phone while you're at work, motherfucker.
Polite
It's
about
just
it.
not the polite way to have
Yeah.
sex.
That's just
I-
really one way to have sex
gonna-
that's polite, and it's to say, ma'am, or sir, or non-binary person, would you like to enjoy some making love with me? And then if they answer yes, then you mount that person and you move back and forth politely, and then you kind of finish it up and you say that was great, and then you never mention it again. That's the right way to have sex, okay?
And folks, and that's why we don't do any sort of sex advice or sex stuff on this show, because there's none to be given.
I am wise.
I want you to write the polite sex book, like the proper polite method.
I just said it.
I mean, I tell you what, even the jobs that paid me nothing, like when I was first learning them, it was like, all right, I can do this. You just need somebody to get the plates and make them go from here to here. I can be the master of that. I was really into that, and I can do that. But after a while, it's like, you guys treat me like shit, and I get the plates from here to here every fucking time, and you talk down to me and shit. What's going on?
Jesus,
You're counting my lunches. Like, you're looking at what I'm eating. You're, like, figuring out when I'm going out to smoke. Like, all of a sudden, you're in my shit. But all you said you wanted from me was the plates to go from here to here, and I'm getting the plates from here to here.
God, that was the most accurate representation of how I feel when I get a job. At first, I'm helpless. I'm a little baby. I'm sucking off the tea to the manager to tell me what I need to do. You know, I don't want to, my wings aren't fully formed yet. And then once I learn what I'm doing, I'm like, y'all could treat me a lot better for this. I deserve a lot more for this.
Wow, this is some bullshit right here. Now that you kicked me out of the nest and I'm flying through the sky and trying to flap my wings here, I don't think.
Hey, Street Fighters, welcome to the show. Sunday night, we're taking your calls. That number to dial is 614-655-3887. Brian and I will be here until midnight. Want to hear what's going on in your neck of the woods, how you're handling stuff, street level news. That's what we're here for. How much does work fucking suck right now? Let us know. We're Street Fight Radio, the #1 anarcho comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We're here streaming, and we'll continue to do so, bringing you as much content as we can to help things along during these trying times. We're glad you're here and are appreciative of the entire community of people that listen to the show and have come together to do mutual aid and take care of each other. And we're inspired by you just as much as you enjoy listening to us be morons on the radio. So we're glad you're here, and we are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. If you want to watch the show, if you want to chat along, Red and Black Rules, one of our best commenters, is in there. Always has lots of good information. Congressional Baseball Fan regularly shows up and shares a lot of interesting things. So If you're listening to us as a podcast usually and you got extra time now, consider showing up for a Street Fight live stream. Wednesday nights at between 11 and midnight, and then every Sunday from 9 to midnight. That's all Eastern Standard Time. If you have heard everything that we've done and you want more bonus content, over on Patreon, you can support what we do, get access to 50 some extra episodes of Undercover Boss that we've watched. We just finished up Some Kind of Monster, so the Metallica documentary, Brian wanted me to see it because I had never watched it before. We have the first version done that was released, the first half done, earlier this month, and we just finished it up. So if you're looking for stuff to watch, it's over there on patreon.com. Of course, you get access to Shocktober, Teen Fight Radio, and March Madness as well. So there's a lot of stuff to get into if you're looking for things to do. Thanks for being here. How's your week been, Brian?
It's been a week.
Has it? It's been a few days, yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem much longer now.
Yeah,
it was like by Friday, I think I woke up on Saturday and was like, wow, we go this long between shows. This is so much time.
It does feel a little long because I'm doing a lot of stuff, but like I'm not doing stuff on Friday and Saturday still because that's just like not. I've never done shit on Friday and Saturday, you know?
Right.
So I'm not doing anything. I am like panicking though.
Really?
I am like really just 2 days in a row, just in a full-on landslide meltdown, you know?
About what?
I don't know. I think it's just what's
uncertainty?
going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. Right now I'm freaking out. No. Right at this second, I'm freaking the fuck out.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to cool down. I took 3 of those canna, and I think they got me like a little bit up there, you know?
Too worked up?
They might have. I thought they were supposed to make you chill, so I took them.
Yeah, usually if it's supposed to be Molly, then it should make you feel great. You shouldn't be worried about shit.
Yeah, no, my palms are sweating, and I feel like dizzy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my voice is like wavering and shit, you know?
I don't hear that.
Okay, good. As long as people don't sense weakness out of me, then I'm fine.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. That's important.
I'm probably okay. You know?
Yeah.
I had a really crazy night last night. I tried to microdose shrooms, but it ended up being kind of a macro dose. And I was like a little bit lit up for about 2 hours. Like, woof. It was a journey, I'll tell you that.
Last night, well, actually Friday night, we were supposed to record a stream of the board game Block by Block, which is an anarchist game about liberation and fighting the police. It's also available as a print and play version, so if you want to play for absolutely free, look for Block by Block, BLOC by BLOC, printable. It's available on BoardGameGeek.com. And we were supposed to record a stream of that on Friday night, but my wife had to work. And so last night was supposed to be the new stream, and you showed up, and your pupils were like pennies.
Yeah,
You looked so out of it.
Yeah, I was wasted, man. I didn't want to let anybody down, so I got here.
You got here.
And I was like, I don't think I can stream. Because the thing that was freaking me out most was being Murder Brian.
Sure.
Like, well, that was the whole thing.
And Shrooms had gotten rid of all of that ego. Shrooms had just erased all of that. There's no more Murder Brian.
It was gone. It was just like, I can't do this. I can't be on camera right now. I'm going through a similar struggle right at this second, but I'm going to make it
Feel like you're on display?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like, the thing is, like, when you're having a panic attack and you're not sitting at your house trying to come down, it can all feel like a huge blur. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'm not at my house, and I'm not like in my comfort space, so I'm having this like panic attack, and I can't fucking get it over with. It's like every few seconds I'll have like a wave of calm rush over me and I'll feel okay, but
Yeah.
then it all comes back.
Oh, I
you
know those moments. Yeah, I've had those moments where inside you're like dying, and you're like, and then you beat it. You're like, ooh, you know what, Brett? You're gonna be okay. Ooh, you got this, man. You got this. And then you feel all right, and then as soon as you stop thinking again, your brain is like, this is about to be a disaster.
Yeah. Well, I read an article yesterday about about this woman who was 39 who died of the coronavirus.
Uh-huh.
And now it has me flipped out because I'm
Sure.
like, well, if she died, I'm definitely going to die if I get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now I think I have it every minute of every day, despite, again, no symptoms.
Yeah.
No symptoms.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is common for a lot of people right now.
I feel like I have a little bit of something in my chest, but I also threw up a bunch of stuff last night and was breathing it back in through my mouth because my nose was stuffed up. You know what I mean? Because I was throwing up out of my nose, so the food was in my nose, and I couldn't breathe in through my nose. And so I was like breathing because I was choking, and then sucked things in, and it's felt like there's been something in my lungs.
There's Pita Hut in your lungs, you think?
It was Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
In your lungs.
That was the worst. Tasting that food for 2 hours after I threw it up was like, that was the worst. Because it got all the way down in there. You know?
Yeah.
What happens when I have a panic attack is I cough a lot until I throw
Till
up.
you throw up.
Yeah. So, but I don't have a fever and I don't have a sore throat. So I don't have like any symptoms.
No.
I don't have a cough. I don't like really know why I can't get this thing under control and be like, look, you're being pretty fucking safe, you know, compared to what you had been in the past in other serious situations.
Sure.
Especially with my like bad habits about germs because I don't care about them, you know.
Now you care about germs.
I do more than anything. I got home. I got Taco Bell. I got home. I took everything out of the wrappers and then washed my hands before I ate because I was just like, all right, no packaging.
Yeah.
You know. But
I had to
you gotta breathe the stuff in or get it in your shit. You know, so if somebody has to cough on something, then you have to touch that thing and then touch your face. It's like a 3-step process.
Sure.
And I don't think I'm like doing that. Like I don't think I'm at risk of that happening. Because I doubt I've even been around somebody that has it. If that makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
There's not that many cases in Columbus as far as we know. You know, obviously they're not testing, but there's like 37, they've said, I think.
I haven't been to a public gathering in a very long time.
Yeah, I'm
just
going
our
nuts with
live
that.
shows was our live show was the last one in February. It's probably the longest.
Well, the wrestling.
Oh yeah, wrestling too.
And that show, if you listen to that, I'm having a fucking insane panic attack because about halfway through wrestling, this is Wednesday night, I start realizing like everybody here could have it. And then I stood in the back of the room by myself and just melted down for the whole night.
At AEW?
Yes. Yeah. I haven't been handling it well. I actually sent my doctor a message on Friday at like 4:00 and was like, hey man, I'm having like really bad anxiety. And I know this is probably a low on your list of priorities to handle at this time, but I can't get any kind of talk therapy or anything, and I could really use something to bring me down, you know?
Yeah.
And she didn't answer, so
Okay.
I haven't heard from her. So maybe tomorrow is all I can think, where she'll tell me like.
When did you send it?
Friday. Like
yeah, she's probably
3 or 4.
Let it rock till Monday.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if she just says like, why don't you try breathing, you know?
Sure. You could try breathing. You could do
Yeah.
some meditation.
Yeah. So who knows, man? I just not handling it well. I thought I was handling it well for a while, and now I'm just like every minute I think I have it, and I'm like kind of shaky, and I'm scared. It's weird, man. We live in the weirdest times. Just so weird. I was thinking today about when the whole thing ends, how people are probably just going to gather in the fucking streets, you know, and drink and like kiss their best gal like it's the that World War II V-Day, you know?
Yeah. Well, that guy forced that kiss on that woman. That wasn't his
That's
best
I
guy.
know that. I do know
So we
that.
don't want to do that. They will practice consent though, because we've moved up quite a bit. There will be an Instagram of 2 consensual people smooching.
Yeah. It just feels like people are gonna get out in the streets.
Yeah,
I
I
think
do
we
too.
do like to be around each other.
Yeah.
As much as we say we don't. Like I think
agree.
we like it. You know. It's so odd to, you know, I go on my walks and I see like groups of people just all dispersed, you know, far apart from each other. And it's just like, this is sad, man. This is like...
Somebody shared a picture of their courtyard, like out front, and there was like 5 dads that were standing in front of their driveways, like with beers, like King of the Hill style.
Yeah.
But they were all about 8 feet apart from each other, just out there shooting the shit.
Yeah. It's weird, man. It's weird not being around people.
Yeah, they're shutting the playgrounds down too, which is something like, you know, that when you have a kid that's home all the time, playground's a good solution to your problems. Also, you can, with playgrounds, you can just, at the beginning of the day, say we're going to the playground, and then all day long you can make them be good for you.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. That's like my Santa Claus trip.
Yeah.
My Santa Claus trip. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This thing is like, I'm on like a roller coaster of emotions with this thing, because sometimes it's just like, well, if all I gotta do is sit at home, that's not the worst.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. But I don't like sitting at home. I don't like it.
Nobody does.
I spend a lot of time out doing things, you know? And our stay-in-place order, it doesn't apply to outdoor activities, so I can still do my walk, you know? Which I'm probably just going to keep doing. And
Wearing a corn mask when you do it?
I will have a corn mask to wear when I do it. That is for sure. I get that tomorrow. That's exciting to me. People are going to really admire me when I get that.
I'm not going to any playgrounds, just anybody that didn't understand what I was saying there.
Yeah?
I'm living, I mean, I'm not, the only thing I'm not, public places I'm not going to. I have been helping with Food Not Bombs, but we're masked up and also socially distanced. There's like 3 people that I met up with to do it with. So I don't know. But I am taking it seriously. I'm just not that worried. And I'm listening to enough Metallica right now that dying sounds epic. So if it happens, whatever. I'm not worried about it. The weird thing about it is like being afraid of dying is stupid because you won't have any afterwards. You won't have to worry about it. You know?
Yeah.
You spend all your time now thinking about shit that won't matter when it happens. You know?
I know. Believe me. And like, I'll just be like, I touch my head and I'm like, is that a fever? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't have a thermometer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I expect for me, what I expect is I will probably be forced to lay on the couch. I'll be all of a sudden I have no energy. I feel like I have the flu. Oh God, I think that's when you'll know.
Yeah. Yep. All right. We got calls?
Yes, we do have.
I say we get to the calls. People probably really want to talk.
Let's see what they have to say. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey boys, what's going on? It's Eminent Props, Jeff Barrois. What's going on?
What's up, Jeff? Hey, can you turn him up a bit, Jason?
How's it going? What's up? NOLA.
Oh, Dawn. I mean, it's my life has just become a bunch of Zoom calls. They had the governor on fucking TV. I'm sorry, but the governor was on TV this today, and the whole state is going on like a lockdown now.
Yeah, we did. They
Like
just did that here.
All of Ohio too.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not as
like
scary as it sounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not scared or anything like that, but I'm definitely like taking the precautions. I'm not really going anywhere. I've only been out like once or twice since last week.
Exactly.
It's just like one of those things where I'm just kind of like cooped up in my house all the time, and it's just uncomfortable. And I don't ever see people on Zoom or like a fucking call or whatever.
Yeah, I think scary is more like when you think about those old movies where like military tanks pull up off the end of the street and you're not allowed to leave.
Somebody posted a picture. Somebody posted a picture a video yesterday of tanks in San Diego,
Mhm.
like coming in on the railroad
wow.
tracks, and they were like, "Can you fucking believe this
It's a military,
shit?"
yeah.
And I was like, "Isn't that like a military city? If they're don't fucking freak about tanks yet."
They have to do inventory still.
Yeah,
Probably having them do inventory or scrub them down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the next Jade Helm, guys. That's the next Jade Helm.
We have one building in our out at the Ohio State Fairgrounds. You heard about that? National Guard got activated. People were telling me that that's about to happen. But I think it's those are all conspiracy theorists
yeah.
that want.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they want martial
Jason,
law.
Can you down a touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like they do that like when they have disasters all the time. Because when they had Hurricane Katrina here, the National Guard was out in the streets fucking everywhere. You know, it's not that uncommon that it'll happen. But they eventually, I mean, and at least historically speaking, they have eventually rolled back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we need hospital beds and shit or a testing place, it's whatever. I wish they would get these drive-through testing places rolling. I don't see why they can't just do that so everybody can fucking calm down a little bit. If I could get tested,
totally. I mean,
if I could get tested, I don't think I'd be having panic attacks. Well, I'd probably
Not
still
until
be
the
having...
next time you get a test.
Yeah.
You get a test every day.
Yeah, if I could get a test every single day, I wouldn't have panic attacks.
Yeah, I guess so. I did have my coronavirus freak out yesterday morning. I don't know, it just got colder or something, and I felt like I had a fever, and I'm just like running around, like just where do I get a coronavirus test? Do I call my doctor? Do I do whatever? It's just like there is this sort of like paranoia hanging over everything, like and they always just on TV show you the worst stuff. Like they had a big deal about. I mean, it is a big deal. A 39-year-old person
I read that yesterday.
Yeah, in New Orleans, and it was actually Aaron from GMC knows that person. They work together, and it's just like everybody's sharing the post because 39's young, and you don't. I don't know. I do know that we are like kind of being scared intentionally by like the press. Because they just want to get people watching and getting the clicks and all that other stuff too.
Yeah, I guess like,
I don't know.
I wish they would explain why a 39-year-old died so we could understand it a little better instead of just making everybody that's above 39 feel freaked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
100%. Because I mean, you don't want to. When you see one 39-year-old person died of coronavirus, then you automatically think that every 39-year-old person can die from coronavirus.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I mean,
that's the first thing you think.
I did see in that she had symptoms for 5 days before she got the test. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, if I get the symptoms, I'm going right to the motherfucker. I will go to the emergency room immediately with my corn mask on and say, "You're testing me, motherfucker." I'll go John Q on those motherfuckers. Is that movie? John Q?
Yes.
Yeah.
John Wick or John?
No, John Q, where he demands surgery.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, anyway, well, if you also remember...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, you could think about also like the way that the U.S. has kind of like operated with these tests by like they had been like in the World Health Organization's like, hey, we can sell you a bunch of tests, and then the people who are over trade are like, no, we're gonna make our own tests, and they just made a whole bunch of tests so they can make a bunch of money and sell them, and that I don't know how many people that killed. Well, just the sort of like way they handled the crisis.
Yeah, the China thing, there was this company that developed some sort of treatment or vaccine or something, and they were China was like, yeah, we'll hand it out for free. And they were like, well, we're not giving it to you then. Like the money.
Oh.
We want to
make money. Where's the money in that?
Yeah. Whoa, you're going to give it away for free? No thanks.
No, no.
I don't know,
No,
man.
your people's lives have a dollar amount. You know, if you don't pay, then you have to risk it. You have to roll the dice.
Yeah, it is wild that they're
That's what
showing.
they want it to be.
It is wild that they're showing WrestleMania on ESPN right now. Like, that's weird.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I watched the Monday night show last week where they were in the empty arena, and it was so weird. Like
Yeah,
watching
not good.
wrestling in an empty arena doesn't make any sense. You know, and like Edge was doing a promo with nobody to like cheer him. It was the weirdest thing.
Are they going to do WrestleMania still?
Yes, 2 days over
They're
2
gonna
days.
they're gonna do it. Yeah,
In the
and it's not gonna
Performance
have
Center.
people there either, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be in a performance
Yeah,
center.
it's gonna be like in a
empty.
Just 2
Yeah, it
on
can be
2?
like you're in your like high school gym or something like that. Yeah, 2-on-2.
Yeah, they're gonna do like
I have
matches.
no idea.
The matches they were gonna do,
Yeah.
they're gonna do them in a performance center without an audience.
Great.
That's what AEW did this week. Was they did it without an audience. It was actually good. I enjoyed it. I don't know if they should have done it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know? I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
But it is.
Yeah, I'm
it
just
is-
sort of like always feeling. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're here.
Who told you go ahead?
I know,
Oh,
it's 'cause
God.
you were talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
I just don't. Like I said, I feel like I'm sick every 17 minutes, and then I have to convince myself
Yeah.
I'm not. I did allergies.
Yeah.
Are coming too, right? So then, like, you get a tickle in
Mm-hmm.
your throat, and you're like, "Is that the sore throat? I don't know what the sore throat feels like." Ugh.
Yeah,
I am nuts.
It's exactly at this time of year where all that stuff happens too. But I guess the one thing you could sort of take away from all of this, the one thing that I've sort of found comfort in all of this, is at least I'm not the only one that's having a freak out, and that is a little bit comforting, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, if I was freaking out and everybody else was acting normal, I would be way more freaked out.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, let me share this because Turbo Dharma just shared this in the chat, and it's the Corona dashboard, and this is. I think this may help you. It may make you just freak out more. But 343,000 confirmed cases on the entire globe, the entire flat Earth. Excuse my.
334,000 on the planet.
Okay, 14,000 dead, 8,000 in serious condition, 98,000 recovered.
98,000.
Yes, that's
out of 300.
Out of the people that are, yes, out of that, yeah, right now, I guess.
So out of 300,000, 98,000 recovered.
Yes, at this moment.
And then how many people are in critical condition?
8,000.
And then how many are dead?
14,000.
Yeah, still a big number there.
That's
Big
a lot of
percentage.
recovery. It's a lot of recovery.
Seems like a big percentage is not to me. But
we're also talking about, once again,
the whole planet.
Yes, the whole entire flat Earth.
Yeah. I think it's because online it makes it feel like every person you talk to has it. You know, because online they're all like,
yeah,
we don't even know how many people have it. Nobody's been tested. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, I feel relatively certain.
But I'm just saying the recoveries are, 5 times more than the deaths.
5 times more makes me feel better. I mean, but I probably.
Yeah, that's the way you say it.
Yeah, the number's not good.
Okay. I'll remember that for the future.
5 times more.
Even 6 times, I guess, really. I can't do math.
6 times more. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel better now.
Keep going up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it. I'm really bad. Like, this is why I'm a bad partner, because I don't ever I can't really console people. I just try to provide solutions, which is really fucking annoying when you're having a meltdown.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking for validation of my fears, and you're giving them context.
Yeah, exactly. Guilty as charged.
I wanted to give you a shout out, Brett, for that interview you did with Pooja. Pooja's the best, man.
Yeah, she's
It's great to see, that somebody could just get out there talking about, labor organizing. And we're actually kind of got the plans on starting a new podcast. So that's going to be rolling going forward. So that's going to be that plus Good Morning Comrade. And I've had way more time to interview people for shows lately, just because I'm just sitting around my house.
Yeah,
you know, I interviewed Ben Udershin the other day, who's in the Street Fighter group, and he's a good boy.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have.
He's actually a nanny.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to get more people in there. We have a new streaming setup so that we can Skype people in and get their video now. So we're gonna try working on that.
Cool.
But Pooja is amazing. I want to have her back to do another show with me. She has a way more optimistic, naturally optimistic, not forced. I can force myself to be optimistic about it, but she naturally finds that like those threads that make you look at the brighter side of things. So yeah, I really thought it was good.
Yeah.
And if you missed that live stream, it is coming to the podcast. So subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, whatever it is. Jake is editing that down so that it'll be a podcast coming out later this week.
Yeah, I got a podcast coming out with Brace this week. Brace and Brian's coming out this week.
Oh, nice.
Who knows what else? I'm gonna try to do one extra free one a week for everybody.
What's happening in Good Morning Comrade?
Yeah,
world?
what are you guys up to?
Right now, so one of the you were saying earlier, one of the people that died in that 39-year-old worked with Aaron from the show, which is wild. And then what is it? I had my buddy Wes on. He's actually a disaster researcher in Japan.
Uh-huh.
And we talked to him yesterday, and that one I think is gonna be coming out on Thursday. I'm talking to everybody, just like regular people because I've got time. They closed all the schools down because of this coronavirus thing like last Friday. So I've been like having to do Zoom calls for work and stuff. But that's it. I got a lot of free time to kind of do this sort of thing. And me and my wife kind of had the idea of like just setting up a projector. We live in like one of these cul-de-sacs, right? Like setting up a projector and just having neighbors watch from their front lawns or something, just to make it so that we can be doing something together. So we can't, we're not totally cut off and isolated.
Yeah.
That's what I got going on mostly.
So yeah, that's how I've been. That's why I've been doing so many interview type things. Or like shows with other hosts and shit. Me and Brett are even trying to figure out an extra day to stream.
So Brian's, this is maybe works for both of you or anyone that's having freak out. Michael Ferguson in the chat recommends getting one of those thermometers that you just put on your forehead that reads in like 5 seconds. You can just throw that in your purse.
Oh yeah.
Anytime you're feeling a little weird, you can take your temperature real quick, get a read, and you'll be fine, right?
I can't get a thermometer.
Why not?
There aren't any.
Oh, come on.
I went to the fucking... I tried to buy one a few times.
I get you one.
I would love to take my temperature.
Actually, I have one. I have a forehead one that we have for Charlotte.
Go get that motherfucker.
You want to take your temperature real quick?
I do want to take it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
right now.
You want to get the next call? Or
take your temperature live on the air. Take your temperature live on the air.
I'll talk to Jeffrey. Run and grab that motherfucker. I need that. I need to fucking feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I want the thing that says the numbers.
This is so cool doing this on the air, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take my temperature with you.
Our stay-in-place order is very, lenient. I will say that. So I can take a walk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I got a thermometer, too. I'm going to take my temperature with you, bud.
Okay. Also, so our stay-at-home order doesn't include me and Brett because it says what is an essential business, and it says newspaper, TV, and radio organizations, and we're on the radio.
There you go.
So it's sort of like...
There you go. You got it.
We don't fucking have... I shouldn't worry. Okay. Brett's going to take my tempi. I'm scared. I'm so scared right now. I'm scared.
Oh, shit. Hold on one more time.
I'm so scared. I'm freaking out, everybody. All my listeners, I'm freaking out right now. Getting my temperature taken. What? Oh, you got me scared. He's got me scared as fuck.
I can't get it to work. Maybe the batteries are...
Oh.
One more time.
It's got batteries on your forehead? Yeah. Well, is that the one with the little laser light?
It's not working.
Is that the one you're talking about?
It's not working. No, he's got one you rub on your forehead. And I just can't figure out
okay.
why it's not working. Now it's got me even more scared. I haven't taken my temperature in
this is
over
just
a
building
year.
up the tension.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
almost
a
like this is a
fucking.
bit. It's almost like a bit.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock directed this shit.
Yeah, this is the motherfucking most suspenseful shit that's ever happened to me right now. I'm already mid panic attack, and now the thermometer's broke, dick. This motherfucker.
Look, and I was just.
Oh, batteries are low.
Okay, he's got to go change the batteries. Jeffrey.
That's all right, man. You're good.
Tell people.
You don't sound. Look. I'm listening to your voice. You don't sound like you have a fever. I can tell that over the phone.
That's not true. I sound like I'm flipping out, right?
No,
and then I read the statistics for the United States, and it just made me feel even worse, actually.
Yeah.
The United...
Well, we ran it so fucking shitty here.
Yeah. Well, it says the United States.
Like, just go ahead.
The Google one. The Google one says the United States, 33,889 confirmed, 179 recovered, 428 died. And that's not good numbers, I don't think.
That's like three. Oh, we said how many were confirmed?
Okay, 33,889 confirmed, 179 recovered, 428 deaths. There's a whole bunch missing in there.
So that's only yeah. I guess they might be still alive and have it. They're not missing because they're still alive. You know, that's something that could be potentially survivors.
Rand Paul and Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. Like the worst people in the world are getting this stuff, so I guess that's something to sort of like calm our nerves a little bit too, right?
Well,
even shitty, terrible people are getting it and dying.
Rand Paul is asymptomatic though, so.
Oh, that's not cool. Yeah.
So yeah.
Did they just test every senator? Is that what they did? They just tested everybody in Congress to make sure.
I don't know. It seems like if you're rich or you have an important job, which I feel like my job's important if I'm included in essential employees. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
They should also be
that's something... I was just saying, that was something that I think is really important to think about, too. Like, who is actually working during this crisis? Like, ain't nobody me and my buddy Wes talked about this, my buddy Ben. Like, who gives a shit if a hedge fund manager or some middle manager of a small business or whatever gets coronavirus and can't go to work, as opposed to the people at the grocery stores, the people that are stocking the shelves and bagging the stuff and checking it out. If they're not at work, the whole society shuts down and we pay them shit, you know?
Yeah. It's,
they're essential employees. They're the most essential people in the world.
Did you hear the GameStop thing where GameStop is saying their employees are essential? It's like, motherfucker, you can get all the games on the internet, which is true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. You don't need. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're. I mean, again, they do need work, and they just need to get money. So, like, in that way, I'm for them, I guess, being able to go into work, but they don't get paid shit. But I mean, like at my school, like all the teachers are out, all the paraeducators are out, like all the like people that get paid decent money even are not in school, but the janitors and custodians are still working. They're the ones that are cleaning the school.
Yeah.
All I have is regular old thermometer. My forehead thermometer failed after I tried 5 9-volt batteries.
Okay, can I dip it in this stuff?
Yeah, I already wiped it off.
Is propyl alcohol? All right, here we go.
91%.
I can't talk while we do this, so maybe you can get on the next call.
Yes. Well, thanks for calling in, Jeff.
All right, guys. All right, y'all be cool. All right, later.
Have a good one. All right.
You too, bro.
We're going old school. Brian's going to take his thermometer, or take his temperature here so we can maybe make the show go a little bit better.
97.9.
Wow, you're cool as a cucumber, dude. You're not even overheating at all.
All right, let's do this fucking show, baby.
Now it's time to rally.
No, nothing. No symptoms at all. My head felt hot.
And
know
you said you had diarrhea too, which makes
I might have to do a diarrhea.
Yes,
the show.
so you're
Brett's not supposed to tell the listeners that I have to do
Oh,
a diarrhea.
sorry. I was just trying to help you feel better.
But I've been telling the listeners that I don't take shits, and
Oh,
now there's
sorry.
a whole problem.
Sorry.
Because now they know that I take shits and that they're diarrhea. Well, that was the thing that was keeping me normal at the beginning, where the coronavirus. No diarrhea. And I'm like, well, I have diarrhea every day, all the time. Like, that's just my diet, you know?
So, yeah. Instead of taking your temperature, you were doing diarrhea. So now you can lay off the diarrhea and just do your temperature instead.
No, I'm going to do diarrhea. You know what I've been eating a lot in this lockdown? So bad. Cookie dough.
What?
I've just been doing that edible cookie dough.
Wow.
Like crazy.
Tubs of it, or like real deal just buying Pillsbury and eating it?
Tubs of it.
Oh, like
buying the edible shit.
The whole food.
Off
Oh,
GoPuff.
yeah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. $12.99.
No.
Like a thing, like a pint of it. And I just was just sitting there. And then today I tried to buy the stuff to make it online. Like I tried to buy the stuff online to make the edible cookie dough. Couldn't order any groceries.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm in a whole fucking grocery thing.
Poor
But
guy.
I get my corn surgical mask tomorrow. And I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to get the stuff we need.
Cool.
But I don't want to.
I'm excited for you.
I don't want to. I want curbside pickup, Brett.
Kroger's doing it.
Can't. Not till Thursday.
Oh,
you can't get it till Thursday.
Got it.
Amazon is a fucking shit bullshit. I was like desperate. I'm like, I need to get groceries and I want to do curbside pickup or delivery. So I fucking did Amazon first. Because I was like, Amazon, they always are getting shit to you, right? Nope. Can't. They let me spend 1 hour. That's 1 hour making a list and putting everything in my cart. And then when I got to the end to schedule the drop off, it said there aren't any. Show more dates. I hit show more dates and it said there aren't any in the future. So I was like, okay, not Amazon.
Yeah.
Let's try Kroger. Kroger's like, we'll have stuff. We could probably pull it off by Thursday. And I'm like, well, I'm probably
I
gonna
need cookie dough right now.
Like not cookie dough, but I'm probably gonna need a few things before then, right? Like produce, like fruit and vegetables.
What about frozen? You don't keep frozen around?
No.
Really?
No.
So we eat all the fresh stuff first, and then I've got a whole freezer full of peas and lima beans and green beans because those are like 88 cents a bag, and they last for a long time.
Dude, I don't.
And they make it so you don't have diarrhea.
I don't like any frozen stuff.
You ever put a bunch of butter and salt and pepper and hot sauce on it and Lowry's, and that makes it really pumps up the flavor.
I probably could.
Yeah.
But I just don't keep frozen vegetable. I never have. I never even kept cans. What is going on with the phones tonight?
I hear somebody. It sounds like a ghost is trying to come through on the communication.
Next call. Next call.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who the fuck are we talking to tonight?
Oh, hi.
Howdy.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. I am calling in live from the epicenter of the disease area. I'm calling in from Seattle. Jeez.
I thought you were going to say Italy.
I was thinking Wuhan, China.
What? No, I am not an international caller. No. Oh gosh.
No. Seattle. No, I did.
What
I
is
did
it?
read about. I did read some early cases in Washington. Some early situations where they weren't, taking care of it as quickly as Ohio did. That's the other thing too. Is I just realized...
that's no joke. My dad has it. It's crazy.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll be fine. He's like a runner or something. He's got great lung capacity. He can run a sub 3-hour marathon, so I think he'll probably
That's not
be
going to help.
fine.
That's not going to make Brian feel better, I don't think. But yeah, I am glad to hear.
Okay.
but I am glad to hear that about
I can
your
walk
dad.
25 miles in
That's
one
true.
day
That's
without
true.
even sore feet.
It is kind of But it is odd because we are in Ohio, which has been kind of the trendsetter for some of this. They've been moving faster than other places. I saw people in other states
Fucking
complaining
Florida, dog.
they have like twice as many cases as we do. They're like, why are we still letting people get together like this?
Fucking Florida, dude. Those Florida people. I think we should just fucking build the wall around Florida.
Really?
A big fucking bubble around that state. I'm so glad we didn't go down there. So fucking glad.
Whoa, don't turn on them now.
Those motherfuckers are having beach parties, dude. Did you see the beaches during spring break? They're like, we can't. Spring break goes on. They're like Jaws,
That's
man.
not Florida. That's kids from Ohio that are there on spring break.
Right, but if Ohio was the Ohio won't even let them go back to their college.
That's true.
You know what I mean? My daughter's school sent us an email today and said, we hope to see you on March 30th. And it's like, motherfucker, that's a wild hope, I think.
Yeah, my school's closed until April, at least until the end of April. It's crazy. Yeah. But, yeah, everybody in my family is going a little bit nuts. My mother actually, she, imported hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes from Ohio, where y'all are, because all of our family's from out there. And so she rang up my grandmother, and she's like, what is it? She's like, hello, you need a project. How about you get us some hand sanitizer and some Clorox wipes, because we're all out of them here in Seattle, right? And send them over. So in the mail, we got this giant package just full of Clorox wipes imported directly from Ohio.
Your
From
mom,
Ohio, we can't get them here.
The impersonation of your mom sounds like when Drew Toothpaste impersonates his family members.
Oh, really?
It does. It's like the same Ohio dialect.
Yeah.
No, really, she's got a very strong accent. Actually, both my mother and my father are from Ohio. Let's see. Actually, I kind of wanted to ask somebody who's actually from Ohio, because all my friends, right? So since I was born and raised in Seattle, right? But all my friends, because I've got a very strong Ohio accent, because both my parents are from Ohio. But I'm not sure if I do or not. It's kind of hard to be objective about that. So what would y'all say on a scale from Seattle to Ohio? Where would you think that would fall?
You sound like a blend of something, but if you told me you're from Ohio, I do hear it. But I think the Pacific Northwest is getting to you some.
Oh yes, well that's to be expected. I mean, my dad, who as I said, is from Ohio. He's completely assimilated. You'd never be able to tell that he's from Ohio based on the way that he's talked. Yeah, he is. That's completely assimilated into the culture here.
That's how it was when I went to Texas. I picked it up real quick. I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm a cowboy now.
I can't. I would never. I'm gonna be Ohio. If I move, I will still talk like this. I think. I can't see myself adopting an accent unless I moved overseas, right? Where I can see myself being like, "Oh, mate, what's all this, sin?"
Yeah.
I can't think of any more words.
Sure.
Oy vey.
Oy vey. That's one of the accents you moved.
No, I can't tell. I mean, I think I would believe you're from Ohio. I think. But, have you lived?
I mean, I guess that's a compliment.
Have you lived there your whole? you lived there your whole life in Seattle?
Yes, I've lived in Seattle my entire life. Yeah, as I said, my dad no longer has really any Ohio accent, but my mom still does have a very strong accent.
He says soda now?
I guess I do.
Does he say soda?
Oh, my wife does that.
Yes, he does.
Traitor. What a fucking traitor.
Soda. My mom says pop, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck your mom's
what
the
she
real
says,
one.
Pap is what she says.
Pap.
Because she's got a very
I need a pap.
Exactly.
That's fucking
No,
beautiful.
her vowels are very flat.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Say pop now. Just you start saying pop just to pay back for your dad not saying it anymore.
Yeah, that's how you can rebel.
Yeah, don't let somebody bully you out of saying it either, because people have been trying to do that to me for years. They're like, pop? What's pop? And it's like, you know what pop is, motherfucker.
I never thought I would do this as part of our radio program, but I kind of want to send you like an OSU prize pack right now so that you can have like all Ohio State gear to wear around proudly.
Thank you. But no, actually, I cannot accept that. I cannot accept that because the town that my mother is from is Bowling Green, Ohio, which is the hometown of Bowling Green State University. So unfortunately, I cannot accept your Ohio State University paraphernalia because my allegiance is already been pledged to Bowling Green State University.
Well, I got to tell you something. Everybody in Bowling Green likes Ohio State University town. Like everybody in Ohio is a fan of Ohio. It doesn't matter what school you're by. You're a fan of that stupid football team. And we'll send, I would love to send
that may be true.
The Michigan stuff to decorate the bathroom in Michigan stuff.
yeah.
My aunt did that. She decorated her bathroom in Michigan stuff. So it'd be like, oh, when you're shitting, you're thinking about Michigan, you know? But when you're not shitting, you're thinking about the Buckeyes.
Yeah, Buckeyes are the best thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
That's the only good Ohio thing that's come out into the world, I guess.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Feeling better now that you came in?
My
you came in under 98.
Is 97.9 degrees, like the radio station WNCI 97. I was talking to my daughter about that recently. My daughter, Gwen, I wish she was here tonight this time. She was going to come, but decided not to. Me and her were talking the other day, and she was like, I don't really like the pop music anymore. You know?
Okay.
I don't like really listen to that much rap anymore.
Okay.
She's 21 is all she really listens to. And she's like...
What she moved into?
Huh?
What's she into?
That weird... The Wallows.
Oh, okay.
And shit. You know what I mean? And bedroom pop and shit like that. She likes that, like, real... I bet she would be into, like, shoegaze.
Okay, yeah.
If she was a 90... She like spiritualized.
Okay.
She would like that band. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And she was telling me, she's like, I don't really listen to it. And I was like, she's like, it's weird because I did for my whole life. And I was like, did you? I mean, but when I was a little kid, I listened to the pop radio station too. We used to fucking get in the car and we would ask our parents to turn it on WNCI 97.9 because they played all the pop hits. And my parents would sometimes do it and sometimes be like, no, we're not listening to that. That music is all trash. But like all little kids just like whatever's on the radio.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Pop music, it hits quickly. Even, it's funny, even, you know, the Metallica stuff, which is pop music still, because it overtook the world. It's not underground at all. Everybody and their mother knows who that fucking band is, you know?
Yeah.
And when I put that on for the kids, they start headbanging and they know exactly what's up, you know? It's a point, like when you're a kid, like when my kid started to realize she could say no, you know, I don't like this, and she could have opinions. It's like just another version of that where it's like, I'm not going to just listen to what everybody else likes. I want something that makes me individually happy, you know, that I'm into. And I was the same. I mean, this is like punk phase for me, the age that she's at.
Yeah.
Is when I was just listening to all like, you know, Fat Records and Misfits and whatever the other Tony Hawk Pro Skater stuff was. I never gave up rap though. You should never give up. You were never
rap. She listens to 21 Savage.
That doesn't count.
She loves 21 Savage.
You gotta listen to more than that.
Well, she tried Lil Uzi Vert's new album, but then she sort of felt like it wasn't good, but she only listened to it once. And I was like, you can't do that. That's not legal. I think, like, you shouldn't... If I made the laws, you would have to listen to an album 5 times before you could say it's bad.
You have to listen to it once in the car, once with headphones, once while you're cooking. What are the other circumstances before you can write it off? Once while you're working on your bike or your car in the garage. And then once while you're doing chores. I don't know.
Yeah. You just got to listen to it 5 times, I feel like. Just 5 different times.
I think I only listen to it in the car. Sometimes people send me music and I listen to it on my browser while I'm working, and I'm like, this is not fair. I think this sucks right now. But then I take it to the vehicle when I'm all alone in my isolation chamber, and I can turn it up to 45 and rock it.
That's true. That's true.
Once again, no matter what it is, I'm talking about Feist and Joanna Newsom are also played at 45.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, Max Boot wrote an article called "This Wouldn't Have Happened If Hillary Clinton Had Won."
Oh no. Well, that'll give us something. That'll give people 18 to 19 hours of commenting to do over the next couple weeks.
Nice, yeah.
You'll be able to log a lot of posting time in on that one.
It seems like the good thing that the newspapers and shit are doing is like publishing ridiculous takes, because it does feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like please give us content, because we're not going out into the world. We can't take pictures. We can't do anything. A picture of an empty store shelf, that gets nothing these days, you know? Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, you can't do the Venezuela joke again.
Yeah. Please, publish the dumbest things in the world. Publish an op-ed by seniors at Penn State University that say you can't take this away from us.
Yeah.
Publish that so that we can comment on that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we're stuck inside. We still want to feel better than other people.
Yeah,
we want to know that we're smarter and better than people.
GameStop. Tell your employees they are essential.
Publix. Did you see the post I did?
No, I didn't.
There's a Publix like employees subreddit.
Okay.
And they shared a picture that said, my DM said we had to make the bread look nice. And they have a completely empty, like probably 12 feet of shelving, and they have 4 pieces of bread spread out, you know, like 3 feet apart.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy in those
four
stores.
loaves
The
of
bread
bread
now is the thing that is like getting cleared out.
Yeah.
Along with the Lysol, or as I call it, LifeSolve.
LifeSolve is great. I saw your post when you said that. I was like, I've never heard it, but it makes sense.
Does anybody need any LifeSolve?
Just to walk into a place, just walk into like an Ace Hardware and just say, hey, does anybody have LifeSolve? Do y'all have any more? Just to say it out loud.
You want me to test it out? I'll do it.
Go to Ace Hardware and just yell that.
I'm going to go tomorrow when I go get my produce and my groceries and stuff. I will walk up to the counter and say, are you guys all out of LifeSolve? We'll see. They won't correct me because you're not allowed.
You can't.
They're like, sir, the LifeSolve would be down that aisle.
Yes. They have it in cucumber melon,
lemon,
LifeSolve.
In 1963, or any time before the internet where you read almost everything that you see, people probably did think it was LifeSolve. You know? Maybe the 80s, actually, because they heard it on TV. LifeSolve. You've never heard that?
No.
It fucking, every time I hear it, it comes into my head. I don't even know from where. I just call it LifeSolve.
Yeah, I don't think that's a common... I don't know how common that is.
I think other people probably think LifeSolve.
Sure.
Seems like a normal thing.
I think you could mishear it as LifeSolve. I don't think you could read it as LifeSolve.
That's true. You couldn't. But if you heard a commercial on the radio, you'd be like, you're listening to radio, because people are going to start listening to the fucking radio at some point. We're just so bored, you know? Yeah. I'm playing Tetris 99, and I stink at it.
It is also, I guess in a way, if like someone says like, hey, there's a virus going around, and then all of a sudden your head starts ringing and you're not hearing correctly, like you need to stock up on LifeSolve. You know, you just hear LifeSolve and you're like, what did they say? What do I need to, oh fuck, I didn't hear what I need to stock up on.
It would be, I work for the CDC and I'm giving the like briefing, and yes, get LifeSolve if you can.
Yes.
People will be like, did this motherfucker just say LifeSolve?
The guy from the CDC?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the guy from the CDC does say LifeSolve. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, blow off steam. You gotta blow off steam. You're gonna make some jokes.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get another call.
All right, thanks for calling Street Fight. Who the flip are we talking to tonight?
My phone sounds so bad tonight.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
Hey, this is David from Tucson. I called like last month talking about Blockbuster. I don't know if you guys remember.
I do. I remember saying Tucson too.
I love Blockbuster.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah.
What's
good
going
old
on?
Blockbuster, yeah. No, I just want to call in. I'm a teacher, so I have pretty much a month. I mean, I'm still lesson planning, but yeah, my school's closed until April 10th right now, but I have a feeling it's going to be longer than that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying like probably June, I think, but then school's supposed to be over, so that's gonna cause a sticky situation. You know, it feels like
Yeah, and
it feels like they need.
No, go ahead, sorry.
It feels like they need to get the from home stuff handled. Like they got some time. They just need to figure that out because parents are not gonna be taking their kids to school in July. It ain't fucking happening. I won't.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, mine can walk, but
yeah,
I mean,
one of the first things they told us was like at first we're on spring break. We were for this week, and then they extended spring break by a week. And one of the first things was we do not have the infrastructure for online courses, which it's public education, so we don't. But and then they mentioned that they had some stuff to take home, and at that time about 20% of the kids' parents had come to pick it up. So it's not looking great. But yeah.
It's a challenge. It's challenging as a parent to have your kid home because I am not a good. The reason I like school is because I'm not a teacher. I'm a very frustrated person, and I should not be in charge of that. But I don't know if I really don't understand. Like talking to my doctor, she basically said that April she wasn't planning to do anything. And most likely May, she was expecting would still be a cooling off period, that June would be the time to even start, talking about, how we're going to restart things back to where they were. But I don't know why they are staying away from that conversation. I guess I do. They just want to have, they said April 10th or whatever it was for you, and they just want to stick to it so that people at least have hope that it's going to come back,
Yeah, I really feel for the parents. I mean, because I don't have any kids myself. So this is like, I mean, I'm still taking the time to work. I'm still getting paid, and I'm still like lesson planning and like preparing. But I feel for the parents because school is like a big part of the day that the kids are like taken care of. They don't have to worry about it. So I really feel for the parents. It's got to be real rough right now.
I mean, yeah, I feel for my kid. I think.
Yeah,
like, more than my parents. My kid is miserable.
Mine is
She's
too.
fucking 15. She's hanging out with her fucking parents all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
Mine is 7, and we have a pact with one other friend that live around the corner, and they're the same age, so she sees friends like every other day, but every single time we're not at a friend's house, she's just like annoyed by it. She just doesn't want to be at the home at all. She fucking hates it. But she's also
and I was talking.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I just I was looking at people online talking about how like seniors are going to miss out on like their prom and stuff too. So yeah, it's rough for and they miss, as much as they like quote unquote hate school, they miss their friends and they miss I think the structure too.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have that. I think it's beneficial for her to be there, and that she loves doing that stuff. She got to go to gym, she got to do art, she got to do all kinds of wonderful things, and me and my wife can recreate it in like 15, 30-minute spurts, but after that, we have to go back to making sure we make money,
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, and speaking of making money, I mentioned last time too, but I worked at Starbucks for a long time, and I have a bunch of friends who still work there, and I was curious what's going to happen to that. Because, I mean, I thought, like, if I was still working at Starbucks and this happened, like, I'd be fucked. Or, sorry for cursing. I don't know. You guys curse.
You're allowed
yeah,
to
I'd be
curse,
fucked.
yeah.
So, I don't, yeah. Because, I wasn't, you don't expect corporations like that to do anything. And I guess he told me today they announced they are going to do something, like, if you want to stay home, they will pay you, like, your average paycheck, and you can just take the time off, which is nice. But, yeah, I was really concerned for, like, anyone else who's, like, potentially be homeless after this.
Yeah, I drove past a Starbucks today that had a gigantic line in the drive-thru. I don't know why they're open at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's not essential. It's just it's capitalism. It's got to make money.
Yeah, they're just going,
and they're off
until they're forced to not make money. They're gonna do it.
and they're offering the baristas the baristas and shift managers, whoever does work, gets a temporary $3 an hour raise.
Okay, hazard pay.
Which is like hazard pay. And I was like, I just hope that after this is all over, that it kind of I don't know, incites a fight to keep that $3 an hour like that. I mean that's a pretty good raise for what you make at Starbucks, but it's they should have a $3 raise just because it's not livable what they actually make.
Well, and that's what I was talking about, and this is going to come out if you miss a live stream. I was talking with Pooja, who's a labor organizer, and right now is the moment when the working people have all the power. We can't just let this slide, that all of a sudden the people at the grocery store became just as important as fucking doctors and shit. You know, we need somebody there to distribute food. We need somebody to drive this stuff. We need somebody to continue this operation. You're doing essential things that the rest of us are absolutely fucking helpless without. Including apparently a fucking $5 coffee with whipped cream on it is something that we all need in order to keep shit going. For sure. And it's worth the money. I've said it before. Starbucks, for someone that is one of these people that is working 60 hours a week, those sous vide eggs and a fucking milkshake in the morning is their breakfast, and they're paying a premium to that because they don't want to make their own breakfast. Well, the person that did it for you is worth money. That's worth it. You know, there's more value there, and Starbucks is paying these people the absolute least, and it's unacceptable. I hopefully I don't know if the conversation, if we can get out of the paranoia and stuff, I hope that more conversations start coalescing around the power of the working class and how much actual ability we have to stop the economy with our labor, you know.
Yeah, and I've been getting arguments online a little bit with not super. I don't think it's worth it to get into heated arguments online, but people talking about the raise and stuff or the temporary raise, and I think just most people don't have a concept of how much $1 billion actually is. And so their argument is oh, this company can't, this is only temporary because they can't afford to do this all the time. Yes, they absolutely can. They're a $1 billion company. They can definitely do this. They just don't because they want their shareholders to, whatever. But I don't think people realize how much, if you have a company that's a multi-billion-dollar company, they don't have any idea of how much money that actually is. It's astronomical.
Yeah, it's hopefully, I don't know, it's an opportunity. It's something that, I don't know, it's a time when we have to make the best of it. This is the really... After this, 6 months after this, people are going to say, whatever, a year later, 5 years later, they're going to say, oh, that's over with. But now is the moment when we have everything in our grasp. So I know that there's a lot of rent strikes, people having conversations right now for the first as well. So things are definitely moving in a way more radical direction. And we finally have solidarity. It came out of crisis, but I've seen a lot. For sure. I've seen a lot more regular people advocating for the working class than I ever did before, and I've seen a lot less gunfuckers out there. They're holed up inside of their house, waiting to shoot anyone that comes on their property. They aren't doing much else. But I have seen a lot more people stepping in to deliver diabetes supplies and to deliver to do grocery shopping for elderly people and drop-offs, things like that.
It's also really refreshing to see the last sort of national event we had. In the end, what came out was troop and cop worship. You know what I mean? After 9/11.
Yeah.
It was sort of like troop and cop worship, but I think people are fully realizing now that these jobs that they say aren't worth shit or unskilled labor are now the only things keeping society running.
Yeah,
and that argument's gonna be a lot harder to make after this is over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we should make the baristas and the grocery store people the new troops. Yeah, they should be the new troops.
The delivery service people.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking in January, I was hanging out with a friend that on her part-time was working for Amazon Flex, which was where they will set you up with a van for 4 hours and hand you a vest and you go and hand out packages or whatever. And now those people are helping us prevent the spread of all of this. They are the ones providing. They're preventing me from driving down to the smoke shop to go buy more butane.
Yep.
It's like they're from picking that up and spreading it around here. You know. There are so many essential people now that were shit upon before. You know.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think this is a good time to kind of not only reflect, but like realize where we are, where we've been going, and how this is a good time to actually kind of correct course. Not correct, actually just change in directions entirely. We're doing the correct course. Just go a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
not
there yet. We're close.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm going to let you guys go, but I wanted to say I listened to American podcasts, Brian, and I loved it. And I wanted to relay this story. We have 3 dogs. I have a dog named Cowboy, he's a rescue. He was named that. I didn't name him after the song or anything.
It's a good name, though.
But yeah, it's a good name. And whenever my wife introduces him to people, she'll go, "Oh, that's Cowboy. He likes real women with scripts and fake breasts." And I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's like a good. I mean, Cowboy's not a bad song anyway, you know. And naming your dog Cowboy, I want to be a cowboy,
baby.
Yeah,
baby.
Of course.
Yeah. Do you guys think he did Baby because he was doing like an Austin Powers thing at the time? Because like everything was Austin Powers at that time. Baby. I bet he was.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but maybe.
He probably was. I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Baby was common.
Yeah, baby. At that time? Yeah, baby.
Does
Cowboy They were like really close together, right? Those, yeah.
Yeah, which one came first?
Austin Powers came first.
You sure?
Well, I know that Devil Without a Cause came out in 1999. Because I just did a show about it.
So I'm pretty sure that's definitely
And Austin
after.
Powers, I think, yeah. It's a reference to Austin Powers.
It's not an Austin Powers reference.
Yep, it's a reference to Austin Powers. Thank you for calling in, buddy. Thanks, May 2nd, 1997. Right. So we're talking 1999, The Spy Who Shagged Me came out, right?
Yeah.
The same year, they were probably hyping it. You know, it's one of those parallel thinking things, right? Where it was like, Austin Powers happened, everybody's walking around saying, "Yeah, baby."
Yeah.
And then he wrote a song, and he was like, "I want to be a cowboy, baby." Yeah, baby.
You think that's what it is?
Baby. I do a good Austin Powers, though. I wish that was worth
You could tune it up a little bit.
Nope.
Needs
I think
a
it's
little
perfect.
tightening.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Say sharks with freaking laser beams on there. No, that's Dr. Evil. That's all the same. It's the same guy, though.
Come on.
If you didn't know that, it's the same guy.
Shagadelic. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We watched
Foxy Cleopatra.
Me and the family watched Borat the other night, which then got my daughter really into Sacha Baron Cohen. She loved that movie.
Does she do Borat voice now?
Not yet, but she watched it twice so far. And would probably watch it again if she could. But the rental was up. Dude, look, there's some very problematic stuff in that movie, but it is very funny.
She likes cringe?
I mean, it's just so funny. There's so much funny stuff in it. The two naked guys fighting for like 10 minutes is really funny. Especially if you're a teenager. You know?
True.
And like, she didn't know that it was a character, though, which I think is really funny. Like, at the beginning, she thought it was a documentary for, like, the first 45 minutes of the movie until I said, no, he's like a guy that does characters.
Yeah.
He's some of it's real and some of it isn't. But, like, he's a guy that does characters. And she's like, oh, I thought this was just a really funny documentary. And I was like, no.
What is she learning about that school about Kazakhstan?
Nothing. That's why that bit works so well. Kazakhstan. I gotta say, though, there is a scene in that fucking movie, dude, where he's at, like, this fucking rodeo thing.
Yeah.
And he says he's gonna sing the national anthem, but he's like, I put our words into the national anthem. And the audience is so fucking mad at him. It's so good. He's so good.
He stands in front of them singing the national anthem and with his
with
language.
Kazakhstan. Yeah, is the
language
greatest nation in the world. So, I thought that was really that was good.
He had it was great. I was a big Ali G show fan.
Me too.
I love that fucking show.
Me too.
Still, one of my favorite moments ever was when Ralph Nader was like, well, if we can ever figure out how to catch a cow's fart in a box, I guess we could be billionaires. Because Ali G is like,
methane.
Yeah, he's like, what if we take all that methane and we put in the, in the cars and shit? He says something like that, and then Ralph Nader says that. It's so fucking funny.
There's one where he keeps asking why they don't make different dollar bills that I always found to be so funny.
Yeah.
Man. Ali G's a great character. It's basically me when I do an interview. Let's get the next call.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? Oh, we are jam-packed, too.
Oh, well.
How's it going?
Hey. Hello. Hey.
What's up?
What's going on, right? Yeah. I was just calling in to, like, bitch and moan about my job.
What's your job? What kind of work you do?
I work at, like, a retail warehouse kind of thing. Like, one of those, like, franchised out ones. That's, like, a worldwide one.
What is it?
But, like, it's like a retail franchise. I don't know if I want to say it on there.
You don't have to. We get it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been fucking wild there. So they end up with all like the coronavirus stuff going around, they end up like closing like the store with like a night's notice, like the actual storefront itself, and directed all of the orders to be just online orders, just going straight through the warehouse. And they didn't tell us that like ahead of time, and I work in the warehouse. So we just like suddenly were getting like flooded with like fucking orders like nonstop, and I'm just like trying to like manage it and freaking out the whole time because like I don't get paid to. It's like you get turned into like, it's like one of those situations where you suddenly get turned into like middle management and like you didn't ask for this. It's like I'm not getting paid to be managing like 15 people who I haven't seen before in the store.
Absolutely. Dude, that when I worked at the warehouse and I would have to restock the shelves, when Christmas would happen, I'd have to put away 24 boxes, 25 boxes, every load. And then all of a sudden there would just be 75 fucking boxes there, and I would throw a fit and I would just beat the shit out of one of those boxes like it harmed a member of my family. Just punching the shit out of a box. Fuck. And then just knowing that you're going to be there until 1 in the morning.
Oh, sorry.
Yo, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was so fucking annoying because it's like the way that like our like system works in the warehouse is like that like we're supposed to like pick orders from like our little like PDA looking thing, and like we have the ability to like print out orders to like potentially give to other people.
Okay.
But we can only print out like 5 or 6 of those, and like I had like a line of like 15 people, so it's like I'm like trying to like manage it all, and like we're getting double picks and shit, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Picks.
Like, why didn't anyone tell me this was happening?
Dude, I got a double pick from REI. I got a double pick from REI over the Christmas season. It was the best thing ever. 2 packages came in the mail, and I was like, hell yeah, some fucking seasonal employee did this shit wrong. I'm so excited. I get all my shit for free now.
A present. Yeah, but the wild shit happened today because the city that I live in, St. Louis, the mayor just ordered like on Monday that like not all like non-essential stores be shut down. Like they're doing like a like citywide lockdown for like the next month. And my store has managed to consider itself essential because we sell home goods.
Oh God.
Even though we basically all we sell is furniture and like furniture that like like put together and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like as soon as like I heard that the order was coming in, like we heard about it like on like Friday, and I was like, oh cool, all right, well then that means like come Monday I won't have to like show up to work, and like work had already guaranteed like that they were gonna like keep our wages going and everything. Like they were gonna actually pay us through it. So it's like, oh, that's chill. I'll just like hang out at home and keep on reading Das Kapital as much as I can and doing that kind of shit. And then like today, it's like they had a meeting and it's just like, yeah, we're considered essential, so we're gonna keep on working while like literally the entire city is fucking shut down. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
I
that
mean, I am
sucks.
seeing a lot of people that are stuck working while these
know.
places are shut down. That it's like,
I had that realization today.
It's like, yeah, it's like one of those things like, I am not essential. It's like one of those realizations that hits you. It's like, I'm not an essential person here.
that is such an odd conversation we're having to have now in a lot of places. Like where me, Brett, and Jason had a whole fucking conversation about whether we were essential or not. Whether we could like leave to do this job because we didn't know whether media was an essential service. So I went to the Department of Homeland Security's site and it says communications and media is an essential service, but it's like, is our communications and media essential? You know,
you guys are gonna like end up in court and like Brett is like trying to like cite like the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely the representative. So I'm definitely going to be our lawyer, and I'm going to say that Brian having an anxiety attack on the air is essential for people to go through. It's soothing and it's self-care and therapy and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's weird because like my thing is like, since there's only 3 of us in the room at a time and we're all 6 feet away from each other anyway, like the way that we sit, we sit 6 feet away from each other anyway. So it's a pretty safe sort of thing, but it is also like, when I worked at the cable company, and they were, when I worked at the cable company and they would say we were essential, which arguably kind of are essential now, but maybe less so back then.
Yeah. Well, this is repeated. I remember my mom getting called in to do sales for the phone company during a blizzard. You know, there's the essential thing is something that is a laughable word at this point.
I know.
Like everything is fucking essential apparently.
Yeah, and like GameStop, we're gonna do that on Wednesday in like detail. But that GameStop thing where they said no, y'all are essential employees. It's like
I also have.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
that was wild. I only heard bits and pieces about it because I've been at work this whole fucking week.
I also found a very in-depth thing about a book retailer that is fucking bonkers. And even like their social media, all of their posts were just people saying, please send your employees home. Why are you spreading books around right now?
Yeah. Half Price Books is open?
Is it?
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, I said a book retailer. I don't want to call him out yet because I have a source on it.
But yeah, I was like... It's funny watching these guys try to pull their snow emergency moves.
Yeah.
During a pandemic, because now it looks more ridiculous than it. Because at a snow emergency, I'm gonna tell you the truth about a snow emergency. I can drive in any amount of snow there is. I'm not even fucking worried about driving in any amount of snow. I don't care, and I think snow emergencies are stupid. But this is different.
But this shit is different. Yeah. It's like something where like right now, like in like, cause I'm in St. Louis and like in Missouri, like we don't have a ton of cases right now, but it's like a sure as hell thing. Like it's going to get a lot worse in a week. Like that's like an almost definite thing. Like we are going to have like way, way more cases than we can handle in a week's time. And it's just like, kind of like, just like seeing like, oh, I'm just on this trajectory of keeping on working at this place as we just enter into just a massive train wreck.
Yeah,
it's just
Starbucks has been pretty smart about it, I think, but they have you fucking going to the...
Who needs to be... No one... We don't need Starbucks right now.
They might be closed now.
Well, actually, I saw a goddamn line out the door.
Oh,
they got sous vide eggs, dude. They got
what they make
eggs.
you do,
People
too?
need those.
You know what they make you do? They make you walk through the drive-thru, and it's like fucking...
Walk through the
illegal
drive-thru?
in Ohio to walk through the drive-thru, so it feels like you're fucking doing something wrong when you're walking through a drive-thru.
Yeah, the kind of shit like when you're a teenager and you like try to do that, like you're a teenager and you like try to like walk through the Taco Bell drive-thru and you get screamed at because you're not supposed to do that, and you're like, oh, I thought it would work. I wanted a chalupa.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that it feels right to me, because ever since I've been on rollerblades, skateboards, scooters, or any other vehicle with wheels, I feel like I should be able to walk up to that motherfucking window and say, can I get the food from here instead?
Yeah. I don't want to
get in there. I don't want to go in there.
And what I was saying about Starbucks
And-
is you
and
have
it's
to
like-
order on your
yeah.
phone. You can't order there. You order on your phone, and then you go to a window and you say, I'm
Shut
buying,
it down.
and they hand
We don't
it
need
to
it.
you.
We don't need it.
Sure.
I mean, learn how to make it at home.
I can.
Sorry.
I'm not at home all day, though. I walk all day.
We don't need that.
Okay.
That is not a that one is not.
You
to
know what's
me.
hard about my walks? Can I tell you about my walks now? I ain't nowhere to pee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just can't be. I got to pee outside,
right?
Which is very scary because I'm downtown, and I don't want the police to be like, this guy's got his ding dong out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's against the law too. Yes.
You got to get like.
Yes.
So the way to get around, you have to get like one of those driving catheter things that they wear, and then you just feed it back into your butt, and then you just fill it full and then empty it when you get home. That's the best way to do it. That's the most efficient way.
That's some galaxy brain shit right there.
Me and my wife had to pee so bad today. I took them on one of my stupid long walks, and they were walking. That killed them both. They're both probably asleep now.
Yeah.
But I took them on one of my walks, and they were like, me and my wife both had to pee after a certain amount of time.
Happens.
And it was like, where the fuck are we gonna go? We're on High Street, which is the main street in Ohio, in Columbus. Like it is the street, and it's like there's
The main
nowhere
thoroughfare.
private to go take a piss on High Street. There's nowhere private. Convention center's closed. That's where I usually go. CVS is closed. Everything's closed. We have to fucking go pee in a goddamn parking garage.
Fun.
Oh, it was terrible.
Really?
I don't like peeing.
You don't like breaking the law like that?
No, because somebody could see my dick and balls.
That's
the problem.
The worst part about peeing outside is you get like 1 second into it and you're like, oh my God, this is going to be a long time. I'm going to be standing here for way longer.
It's the longest piss you'll ever take.
Yeah, you think it's like throwing a cup of water out the side of the window.
Yeah.
It's not.
And you think you hear a person and you're like, why do peas last this long?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you're a minute and a half in and you're like, I never peed this long in my whole fucking life. Why is this so long right now? Yes, I do know that. When you're peeing in a secret place.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I
extra.
mean? Yeah.
The body craves defiance.
I pee on the side of my house all the time because I don't want to go upstairs.
Okay.
So I just go out the back door and pee on the side of the house.
Okay.
But people who pee
one bathroom for 3 people, I mean that is necessary.
Yeah, and it's fine too. I
Nature's
also pee in
urinal.
a hole in the basement. But I love peeing outside. Don't get me wrong. I love peeing outside more than anything. I have a few stops on my walk that are kind of in the woods that you can walk off into the woods a little bit. And you can pee right into the Scioto River. And it's great. And I love it, you know. But there are other parts of my walk where if I have to pee, I have designated spaces to go to bathrooms.
Okay.
And every single one of them are like boarded up right now. So it's like,
yeah, pee your pants.
You're just like getting in touch with your like that weirdo anarcho-primitivist like reptile brain that's just like being outside. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is bringing me back to nature.
I think, but isn't that like activating like that Kegel muscle? Won't you be able to like fuck longer if you hold those peas in? Won't it make your like dick game stronger?
I thought it gave you prostate cancer to hold your pee in.
Well, I would trade a little bit of prostate cancer for better in bed.
It's one of 2 things.
Yeah.
It's one of 2 things.
It either
cancer or good sex.
Yeah.
It's one of those two. But yeah, I just am like a freak about like, so a nightmare for me would be somebody to walk into my bedroom
with when I was naked.
Okay.
Or even somebody to walk into my bedroom while I had just pants on and no shirt.
Okay.
Like, I don't want people to see any part of me. I want it to all be under clothes.
Okay.
Okay? That's, like, where my brain's at. Okay? And, like, peeing outside means that somebody could see the most private spot that I don't want anybody to see.
Frank and Beans.
I gotta tell you the truth. I don't want my wife to have to see it.
Yeah, not until it's the time.
Yeah. So it's fucking crazy, right? Like, holy shit.
All right, yeah. Yeah, peeing outside.
That's pee talk. Yeah.
That's...
I'm just saying, if you're gonna do outdoor activities now, you gotta be ready to fucking piss outside. You know? And go for it. I think it's fine. I think it should be legal. They're not writing tickets now anyway. I guess you could technically just pee on a building. I was going to pee on the front door of a hotel because they wouldn't let my wife in to go pee.
Oh,
and I'm like, a human looked another human in the face and said, "You're not allowed to pee. I'm going to pee on the front door," which I think should be the law. If a place,
I feel like we're approaching like a transitional point of like make barefoot legal into like make peeing legal.
I've been there.
We're about to transition into that.
I've been there. Here's what I think about this. I think the law should be if you want to operate a business. Okay, so if you want to operate a business, you're not allowed to let people smoke cigarettes inside of it, right? That's the rules in Ohio. In Columbus.
What about places where people want to go do that, though?
I'm explaining that the laws currently are that if you want to operate a business, you're not allowed to have anybody smoking cigarettes in there, okay? So why can't we also make a law where if you're operating a business, you have to let people use the restroom as a public good?
Totally.
And
that's the cost.
I mean, that's like that shit in Manhattan, you know, like where Manhattan doesn't have any like public restrooms at all.
Yeah,
kind of thing. It's just like it's a totally like classist bullshit kind of thing of like trying to keep the poors out of like using their restrooms or whatever, or houseless people.
We would just say like Article 34. Every business that is established must also be classified as a waste depository.
Yes, and if they don't let you, you should be allowed to just pee like right on the front door of the business. I'm at
you don't have to go that far. I think
just active defiance
or natural custom. We'll just let people take care of that. We don't need to codify it.
But let's make it so they can't go to jail.
We're not going to give you permission. You have to do it.
Entering into the common law of pissing.
You have to do it in a fit of passion.
I don't like that. I think
you have to do it because you're claiming your territory, not because the government patted you on the back and said you're a good boy for peeing.
No, I'm saying the government should not.
It's like if you shoot someone and it's a crime of passion, but this is just a piss of passion.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to get in trouble for it. You shouldn't be able to get in trouble for leaving your waste on a door of a business that says they don't have public restrooms.
Okay.
And this is never going to happen.
Sure.
Because again, if that was passed, everybody would because there are people that would shit on the front door of a building in a second. I know them. I've been around them.
Yes.
In my
they
life.
Listen to the show.
There was a fucking guy when I was in high school who went into the bathroom and shit in a grocery bag and then swung it around and threw it out into the hallway. There are people who will do it, you know? And that's a deterrent. That's called a deterrent.
Okay.
Right? You can't put a sign that says no public restrooms. It's illegal. It's bullshit. It sucks. Like, fuck you, you know? I mean, currently, that wouldn't solve my current problem.
Right.
But later on, when everything gets back to normal, I would like my problem to be solved.
Yeah, stay in your house. Pee in your butt. All right.
In my butt.
Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hell of a tangent. All right, stay safe out there, y'all.
Good night.
Yeah, we had to go to
Good night.
pee-pee territory.
Well, I mean, it is different ass times where, like, every normal thing is not normal anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, I'm documenting I feel like in my brain I'm documenting all of the things that used to be normal that I can no longer do because things are abnormal now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always adapted. I keep a hole in one of my pockets so that I can just pee in a water fountain if there's no public restrooms. So this is normal times
That's
for
not
me.
true. That's
not true.
You can't pee down your leg, you know. Let's take our break. We've been doing an hour and a half. We'll come back and we'll take some more calls.
All right. This week we have some good music. This is from the Cove-Aid 614 comp. A bunch of cool bands in Columbus got together. Teratogen, the band that was supposed to be on the Variety show on March 20th, last Friday, they put together a fundraiser. So if you go to teratogen.bandcamp.com, Teratogen, it means like mutation or something. They did a comp for Columbus for the venue. So they're raising money for the employees at like Ace of Cups and Space Bar and some of the other places. But they have some of my favorites in here, like Damn the Witch Siren is in there. And Teratogen has a good song, of course. Z-Wolf is on there. Wasp Factory, which we played before on the show as well. So there is a lot of great stuff. If you head to teratogen.bandcamp.com, you can hear more of this music. We will be back after the break taking your calls. We're not going to be talking about pee and poop anymore, unless you want to. Peace.
Stark Why should Caesar get to stomp around like a giant while the rest of us try not to get smushed under his big feet? What's so great about Caesar? Brutus is just as cute as Caesar. Okay, Brutus is just as smart as Caesar. People totally like Brutus just as much as they like Caesar. And when did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everybody, huh? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar!
AK-47 and I'm aiming at your favorite billionaire. Got a fetish for them switchblades and I don't even care. Feeling dysphoric because I'm not pretty and I hate my hair. The world's on fire and we're living like we just don't care. Bad thoughts talking to me cause I'm dying either way. And I swear, I won't miss a day. Built a guillotine for tyrants, I can't wait to drop the blade. You get no mercy cause you ruin lives, now you have to pay. We're not okay, you already know. I'll be the razor at your throat. On the record to say, I hope that you choke. I'll be the knife that sends you home. We should totally just stab Caesar. We should totally just stab Caesar. I don't believe in anything, no one around me I can trust. They drown in avarice with bloody hands, living for the lust. Let these snakes know I'm Ricky Ticky Tavi. If you got an issue, motherfucker, you can at me. 9 to 5 working, got enough dividends, pain won't stop, but they still not listening. Throw them all talking to me cause they living in pop, and I'm off with your millions. Okay. Strategizing every day, think I might have changed my fate. Got some tyrants left to slay. We're not okay, you already know. I'll be the razor at your throat. On the record to say, I hope that you choke. I'll be the knife that sends you home. We should totally just stab Caesar. We should totally just stab Caesar. I ain't got no God, I ain't got no king. I ain't got a reason to believe in anything. I ain't got no life, I ain't got no death. I got a knife aimed directly at your chest. I ain't got no God, I ain't got no king. I ain't got a reason to believe. We should totally just stab Caesar. We should totally just stab Caesar. We should totally just stab Caesar. We should totally just stab Caesar.
Hey, welcome back to Street Fight Radio, the live stream, the call-in show. We got a full queue, so maybe hold off until next Sunday. We got time. We're going to keep doing this thing. We do live streams every Wednesday and Sunday nights. We're going to have bonus ones in and out the week. Brian and I are both planning on doing a bunch more content. So follow us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook so you can stay up to date with the Street Fight universe and what we're doing, and jump in the chat, talk to people, let them know what's up. The music right now, the music that you just heard was from the COVID 614 comp. It's a local 614 benefit compilation. The songs you heard was Damn the Witch Siren, Love Song in D major, and Cali Dreamer with We Should Totally Just Stab Caesar. So if you like those, head over to teratogen.bandcamp.com, teratogen.bandcamp.com. Teratogen also has a good song on there, number 15. We just didn't have enough time to get to it. And, they were going to perform at our variety show, but they didn't. So send them some love. Go listen to their albums. They have a lot of good stuff. They had a new album called Terrible Cloud that just came out in January that I highly recommend if you're into psychedelic shit. Shoegazy shit. Maybe Gwen should listen to Teratogen. She might be into it. To be honest,
get it in there for
let's
her.
put it in front of her and see.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to take these calls or?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? Don't be a racist.
Hello.
Hello. Who's
Hey,
this?
can you guys hear me?
Perfectly. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Lorelai. I'm from Canada. I called a while back. I was the one who was like working at the cannabis company.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember me. Yeah, but I live in Canada still, obviously, and like it's been an interesting kind of experience to be on this end and seeing like what's going on in like America.
Yeah. Yeah. What's been the Canadian response so far?
Well, so far, like Trudeau, like the prime minister, he like gave a speech and he, decided to close the border to the U.S. But he also outlined like a bunch of other stuff for like employment insurance and whatever, like giving money directly to people from the federal government. So I thought that was like okay, and I think it wasn't like enough because there's still people who need to like pay rent and mortgages and stuff like that are gonna get really fucked by everything too.
So what about quarantining and stuff? Is there any direction on that? Are you supposed to stay inside, or are they shutting down? Have they shut down businesses and everything?
Yeah, they're pretty much almost everything is shut down except for like gas stations, I guess like grocery stores, pharmacies, that kind of stuff.
GameStop? Is your GameStops open? That's the big thing.
Yeah, that was like, I couldn't believe that, honestly, when I saw that. That blew my mind that they were considered like, no, I got it off online. I'm getting it shipped to me. So, I don't know if GameStop is open still, but
the weed, I did see an interesting, somebody in Denver sent me an alert that they got that said that weed dispensaries were allowed to stay open.
It's essential.
Yeah, that they're essential. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just like liquor stores too here. So it was funny, but I use Weed Maps for sure. It's way better because, come on, the dispensaries are way too expensive still anyway.
Oh yeah. I went to one on Monday to get some supplies. That's what I call going to the weed store now. Is I just got to go up and get some supplies real quick to get me through this tough time,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
I got
being in the house sucks. Like being in the house this much is horrible.
Yeah, it honestly, like I'm gonna try to grow some mushrooms this summer because like, I'm gonna probably be, I don't know if things don't spiral out of complete control. So we'll see. It's not looking good, but I managed to get like a bunch of edibles because I quit smoking, I quit like vaping, whatever, because I'm just paranoid that like I would not be preparing my lungs good enough,
Yeah,
if I do get it.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your opinion on? So what do you think about America right now? How do you, from the outside, how do we look?
So if you look at like the cases of COVID-19 over, the past week or so, I think it took like a couple months for the cases to hit 100,000, like confirmed, right? And then it took, or this is global, but like it took a while for there to be a threshold, right? So it looks like it's still going up to an exponential. But in the U.S., it's like a confluence of just shitty, awful factors that I see, like terrible private health care, awful leadership at like all levels, just not good. Like, I'm really like, I think Canada will be kind of okay, like in terms because everything's really spread out. A lot of cities are really sprawled out. Like I think Toronto, Calgary, probably like the big major cities will get hit hard, but like, if everyone hunkers down, I think it'll be mostly okay for Canada. But the US, okay, I am really scared for you guys because like, it looks like it's gonna be, the curve is not going to be flat is what I'm predicting. And if that's the case, it's going to be really bad. And I'm just hoping that that's not the case. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it does feel like it's moving a little slower here for some reason. In like Ohio, at least, we're not able to do much of anything. So,
yeah.
But there are so many states that aren't doing the self quarantine.
Like you were saying before, in like Florida.
Yeah, Florida and stuff like Florida and some of these places that are like, I'm gonna be honest, run by Republicans that have cut budgets and shit like that. Those are the places that I have the most fear about. It's like Ohio's governor's a Republican, but for some reason he's been out ahead of it and done a really good job of like keeping us in and stuff. But some of these other places, it feels like they're not really doing a lot. Like somebody has got to get a hold of the Florida governor and say, hey, send these fucking people home. Spring break's not happening this year. You'll fucking live. I didn't get spring break.
I couldn't believe it. Like the one like Zoomer, he's like, if I get corona, I get corona, but it's not going to stop me from partying. Like, oh my God, that was like, no one knows what is going to happen. It feels like this is like a Chernobyl kind of thing, but times a million, where it's just like everyone's denying what's going wrong and stuff. Like it's, oh my God.
It's really hard to make sense of because it's over a longer period of time and it isn't a catastrophic event. It's not like if you hang out with people, all of a sudden you're going to start bleeding from your eyes or like you turn inside out or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to make sense of it, when you tell people that, when you throw out numbers like 1% and 3% and things like that, people tend to minimalize it and don't understand, how overwhelming it will be to the healthcare system and all that stuff. It's hard to make that like a fun, easy message that people can get on board with, I guess, without something happening to them immediately. And I will definitely admit, I mean, you can listen to fucking the show from 4 weeks ago where I was skeptical about it. I didn't know, but I also realized that there was a disinformation campaign. We found out that the folks that were getting briefings on coronavirus were selling all of their stocks and making as much money as they possible.
Fuckers.
So, it was a matter of, me not doing my due diligence, but then it also, not being taken seriously by the people in charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? This is something that we all have to come together and just join mutual aid networks and stuff like that. We need to really just buckle down and try our best to stick together because it just seems like it's from your guys' perspective anyway in the States that it's like just complete failure of leadership. And as a species, if we can get through this crisis like successfully without there being escalating conflict or just really bad quagmire of crap, like it could be a good like test for dealing with climate change because it's a similar kind of thing, like slow moving disaster that no one knows, they don't expect to come, but it will all happen sort of at once. And like it's just it's definitely the precipice of fate we're living in right now. It's bananas.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is just statistics, and as being living creatures, we are susceptible to things like this. But I was reading a little bit about Vietnam and the way that they handled it, which seems pretty goddamn impressive. And
I know,
we are thinking creatures, and we do have a way to get ourselves out of this with better results. And it's just going to take a lot of action, and it requires a lot of us individually too to step in for people when the leadership and the folks that are in charge of most of our day-to-day lives are not up to the task. Yeah,
exactly. I'm just glad that you guys are here still and like spreading your message, and it's really important in these times. So, I mean, I think you guys are an essential service. I think so.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because we've been railing against companies deciding things are social services for a very long time, or essential services for a very long time. But now that we run this thing, I think we both feel kind of a responsibility. I think we both feel kind of a responsibility to actually do it, you know, and like people are home. They need something. They need something. And we're going to try to give them something to do at the very least as the best service we can do. And maybe even try to be a hub for mutual aid is what we're shooting for. So we will see.
What I've been doing is I made like a list of people that I call every day and text every day just to check in on them and like have a conversation, because like even though we have to practice physical distancing, that doesn't mean that we have to practice like social distancing. We're not going to isolate one another.
That's wonderful.
Silly.
I said the same thing. I mean, we've been doing FaceTimes like crazy. We even got from my daughter the kids messenger app so she can call friends from school. And the texting is one thing, the commenting on social media is one thing. Having a live conversation where you're actually in the mix and you're involved with it actively and you can't do anything else except for talk with somebody is absolutely important in times like this.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Like it's great to hear everybody and just be connected, and it's so important. So yeah, I just want to like shout out to Windsor IWW, who are amazing. And if you can do some sort of mutual aid and you're able to, like you have the ability to, I would recommend doing it, because it'll definitely help you from like going bonkers in this time, and it'll make you feel like you're doing stuff. So check out like a local leftist org like the IWW, or like I don't know, even like caremongers. They're doing good stuff too, like delivering groceries. You know, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. We got a full queue here, and it's good to hear that things are going better in Canada.
A little bit better. Yeah, you guys take care. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, the Mutual Aid 614 group is pretty big, and I've already been contacted to go, because there are people that don't have an Instacart fucking membership, or don't do Grubhub or whatever that is, that just need shit. And you know, just because they don't have a smartphone doesn't mean they don't have a need for delivery of groceries, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's see who's on the phone. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, how's it going? It's Sasha from Chicago calling in.
What's up? How's it going in Chicago?
So my day-to-day life hasn't even really changed that much. It's one of the weirder things. But yeah, no, I'm just going to work every day. I'm like a cook at a nursing home. And
you don't have to
the atmosphere there is.
There's no scrub down. They don't take your temperature. They don't. Are you wearing a mask or gloves or anything like that?
So they take everybody's temperature when they come into the building. But aside from that, it's pretty much business as usual.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like talking with the residents though, like the whole fucking vibe of that place is very grim right now. And I think the old folks are terrified, and a lot of the people I work with, like, it's still not real for them yet.
Yeah, if you're going to work every day, I mean, that's how I feel too. Part of what makes me feel weird, right, is that my life hasn't drastically changed. I mean, I can still go to work. I can still take my walks. And, I mean, nothing's all that different other than I don't have to go to the store every day. And it is odd not going in public places. Again, like, I'm a social person. As much as I complain about stuff, like, I do need contact with people badly. I am a person who, like, I'm an extrovert, as they say. And that's, like, not the most I guess, popular thing to be these days, but it is like what I am. And that's been the hard part about it to me, is like I'm spending so much time in my brain trying to like distract myself from what's happening at the very least, and that's very hard to do because everywhere you look there's evidence that it's happening, I guess. And that's been something for me that's like, we're hanging out in the house all day and all night. That's evidence that this thing is happening. I come here and do this, and I have to talk about it, so that is something. And the times I've been able to find peace, where like I did that show with Drew. Basically, if I'm not doing Street Fight, I can find peace because I can talk about other things. But I feel like the job of this show is to talk about what's happening, and I will never abandon that sort of mission, you know? And like and like I'm trying to figure out how to like strike that healthy balance so I'm not having panic attacks every night. You know what I mean?
And I like that show you did about the Kevin Smith episode. That, you know, like, it's so hard. Like, I can spend about half an hour like with escapist entertainment thinking about something else, but like 30 minutes, like I come right back to reality. Like, I can't not think about it.
Yeah, I mean, for me it's like if I can do shows that take people's mind off it for an hour and a half, I'm gonna try to do that. But I also like totally understand if people are just listening to wall-to-wall coverage. That is not what I'm going to do. I cannot do that. I'm already on Twitter all day, and you know, I don't think that's doing great for my mental health because everybody else is panicking. And,
absolutely not.
And I'm panicking, you know?
Yeah, you got to walk away from the stream.
And Twitter is just bad for mental health in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Twitter in 2020.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I usually didn't have much problem with it, really. You know, like, but now it's like doom all day, and that to me seems a little fucking crazy. Hopefully we can get. I think the big move is once we can test everybody and treat it, which seems like people are working on it and it's heading in that direction. I think that like we can begin to sort of stop its spread. Yeah. You know what I mean? The problem is we're not fucking testing everybody, so we don't know who has it and who needs to quarantine. So I think somebody like me or I think everybody should be tested. I think every single person should go to a place, a drive-through, and have that thing shoved up their fucking nose and test it. And if you're positive for this thing, you go somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And like for me, the most terrifying thought in the world is to, you know, that I am positive. I'm going to bring that shit into work and give it to the old people. You know, like I live at home with my parents. My mom and my sister were both election judges here in Cook County last week. And like, you know, that makes me nervous as hell.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't do the election here, which again, Columbus or Ohio has been pretty good, I think. And when I'm outside, I am not seeing people partying and shit. You know what I mean? I know people have said that they're seeing people party and all this stuff, but I've heard different, like I've sort of heard like different, you know what I mean? I've seen no people having mass gatherings. When I was out walking today, every group of people was like 20 feet away from another group of people. And, you know, as a guy that went to school for sociology, that stuff freaks me out a little bit too. I don't know what the lasting impact mentally of this thing is going to be, but I don't know if, like, I think we're going to be a little socially weird for a while when we get back out there, you know?
Yeah, everybody's going to have to adjust to, you know, not living that indoor kid lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't an indoor kid either. That's the other issue. I know a lot of people are like, I've been preparing my whole life for this. And I'm like, I was fucking outside from the time I got up till the time I went to bed. And now I'm usually mostly outside all day if I can do it. And like, I am not good at just sitting on the couch and doing nothing. And I don't know what else to do. I mean, like, obviously we can play games and stuff like that. But even then, it's like, my wife don't feel like playing games sometimes, you know? Like, it's just...
Yeah, you can't just play fucking Monopoly all day.
Yeah,
That ain't happening.
True. Yeah. Well,
all right,
thanks for calling.
I'll let you guys go.
Yeah, let's get the next... we're going to try to get everybody on. Thank you.
Peace. All right, we have a lot of people, so it might be 1 hour of lightning round just to make this thing work.
Let's do it.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? Howdy doody, is it a skeleton? Could it be
a skeleton or
the
a racist?
skeleton of my dreams? Yeah, or let's think some
go to the
racist
next
song's
one.
gonna start up. Dun, 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 dun.
98 members of the New York Police Department test positive for coronavirus.
Neat.
70 are uniformed police officers.
Oh no. Okay.
They're out just passing it around.
Yep, just rubbing up on people they don't need to be messing with. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Oh, hey, this is Zeph Indy.
What's up?
How's it going?
Not much. I called in last week. I don't want to tie up the lines. I just wanted to tell you guys I made it fucking home all right, and my dad's doing okay.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
That's great to hear. I'm glad you're good. My daughter has been asking all week. So
yeah, a lot of people were shocked by
she
that.
was worried. Yeah, she was very worried for you. So I will tell her when I get home if she's not asleep.
Yeah, I was over at his house the other day. He's doing all right. Fucking everybody in his life's been checking up on him.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for checking back in and giving us closure on that.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave everybody hanging with that. That's yeah. I mean, of course, it's still. He's got to make some changes in his life, but those have been a long time coming anyway. It should be easier making the argument now. Hopefully.
Yeah. That stuff's hard to do. I've been really bad about switching my diet. Like I'll start to lose weight and then just be like, oh, that means I can eat. You know?
Yeah, time to go back to the old me.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I was looking slim
there. I put in my good time.
Yeah, I was looking slim there for a little bit, but now I'm not looking. I feel fat now, so I don't know if I am fatter, but I feel fatter. You know, I'm just.
I mean, you're probably right.
Eating cookie dough too.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I never did it before this. You know,
it's probably stress. Everybody's freaked out right now.
True.
I mean, I definitely ate a whole bag of wings, fake wings.
Yeah.
It's like 2.5 servings in a bag, and I just straight up ate that shit for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about like the stress eating that is really going not great.
So my cooking, in our household, basically, like 2 or 3 times a day, my wife will roast some vegetables, and we'll eat that. I'll just like cram it in my face, and then like once or twice a day, usually actually just. Yeah, once or twice a day, I'll take like toast and put baked beans and a sausage on top of it and put that in front of her. Or like a big ass hamburger or like a chicken sandwich. Just something like I do all of the gut buster stuff that keeps you full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tie up the lines. I just wanted to.
Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. We love closure.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't get it. Sometimes we do.
Yeah, it's hard thing to get.
Should I get Doom Eternal?
I looked at it too. I was trying to figure out first-person shooters. I haven't played one in such a long time.
Yeah.
But my
Tetris 99 might not be safe for me.
Really? Why?
Well, I'm just sitting on a couch cussing my head off and being mad, and I'm not figuring out the battle part of it.
I'll play you. I have Tetris versus Puyo Puyo. which is a really
know
good.
What either one of those things. Well, I know what Tetris is. I don't know what Puyo is.
Puyo
Sounds like
Pop-
chicken.
Puyo Pop is this. It's like a puzzle game in Japan that you line up bubbles. Well, they made this mashup for Switch, but you can battle against each other with all kinds of ridiculous fucking stipulations. And you can also, in Tetris, like, as you do better, it sends more blocks onto your other opponent.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
Tetris
I can't
99.
seem to figure out.
Oh, I love that
that's
shit.
That's the problem.
I love to go head-to-head on, like, Bubble Bobble or whatever it is. Any of them.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, what... I mean, there's this thing called the T-spin or something like that. It's like a special way that if you get in a certain amount of lines with it, you get the T and you get it close to a thing and then you spin it and make it fit. Like, that is, like, a move that you have to do. I don't know how to target people.
Okay.
And I'm just, like, fucking trying to play Tetris, but then my bottom keeps moving up, and it's like, fuck. I came in 31st earlier. It's 99 people. That's why it's Tetris 99.
So you were thrown into a game with 99
Yeah, it's
people.
Battle Royale.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. 31's not bad. I
would-
want to win, though. I'd like to win.
Just keep trying.
I know. I'm going to, but I don't know all the stuff.
Is it a free game, or did you pay for it?
It is a free game if you have... it is a free game if you have Switch Online.
Okay.
But that's $20 a year. So
Sure.
I think you could probably get that.
Okay.
And like
I have that actually. But
I've been playing it. It's fun. I'm trying to get good at it. I'm never going to get good at it because I'm not learning, and I'm not reading the instructions. I'm just like kind of trying to play.
Trying to infer what's happening while you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, but I'm not like really getting. And like I said, I came in 31st. I can't imagine that's that bad. What you can do is you can unlock certain different game modes after you get certain achievements. I'm trying to unlock marathon mode.
Okay.
Where I can just play alone like I used to.
Got it.
A game.
Yep.
Right? You play A style, not B style, because A style you can get as many lines as you want. And I used to just be on there getting like 400, 500, 600 lines, 800 lines. I don't remember actually. I would play for 3 and 4 hours on one game. I'm so good at it on Game Boy.
Wow.
Nintendo Game Boy.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
Our game has been Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is fun. Because it's like the old Avengers arcade game.
Okay.
The one that they put on the Super Nintendo and stuff. You've got like 5 fucking, Avengers superheroes that are just beating the shit out of minions like all day long, and you get to fight all of the famous villains. Although I gotta say, it's really lazy. I mean, it's kind of like Jane on Twitter posted this about Batman and like constantly having to do his parents get killed. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like, I had to relive the Sentinels going to X-Men University over and over again. I had to like go through the Guardians of the Galaxy. They just are telling the same story. It's like, it is Bible parables at this point. I feel like these are the stories of the Bible as Marvel and Disney for us.
That it will be.
They
And
just tell them
like 200
and
years motherfuckers are going to be.
you're going to be able to download 1 second into your brain the meaning and lore of Lion King. You'll be able to download the consciousness of everyone that came before you and all of the joy they had for Lion King, and you'll live in ecstasy from it.
Yeah.
The 1 billionth re-release out of the Disney vault.
Yep. Let's go to the next one.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who the fuck are we talking to tonight?
Me? Hey,
oh,
is
hey,
it me?
hey, me. How's it going, me?
Cool. Oh, this is Daniel. I called you guys last week. I deliver beer.
Oh, you're the beer to how's that
interesting.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the order came down where I'm at for the lockdown starting this week. The grocery stores obviously are essential services, and the liquor stores are essential services because they don't want people making prison wine. So we're still in business, still going out there.
And are you doing okay?
Yeah, I really don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to say that talking to you guys last week was kind of like watching Brett take Brian's temperature. Made me feel a lot better. It's still scary and all. It's still pretty scary, but I mean, like I got friends now that are out on their ass. They got laid off, they got fired, and frankly, I'm just glad that I still got work, even if it means going out in the chop and doing all this stuff.
Well, the hope is that you're spending most of your time by yourself in the car and dropping. Like, where do you drop them off?
Well, so like last week was wild. I help pull beer off the truck and deliver it, and then I go to, like a lot of grocery stores to bring stuff up from the back and keep the shelves full. Last week we were doing like crazy numbers. It was like Christmas, July 4th numbers, just because people are really stocking up, and I don't expect that'll slow down at least for the next week or two.
Okay. Well, are you glad you're working, or are you kind of in a weird spot?
I kind of had that. Yeah, I kind of had that moment like in the middle of last week with the that pit of your stomach dread. But once I realized like actually we're gonna keep working, and that's some kind of stability. You gotta hang on to something. So at least I still am on a payroll.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, because I had similar. I saw a lot of people in the service industry lose their job this week, and I think the only comfort that comes from that is that we're all in this together. There's a lot of solidarity. This is an incredible moment in history, and I think that they're going to be some sort of attempt at relief of that. But just knowing that you could go to a place and still generate dollars right now, I'm sure is it's a way better feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel the same way. I mean,
sure.
I'm glad we're working.
We lost money we're losing money on tours, but we still have digital content and stuff that's relevant. So we're okay as of right now. But yeah, we definitely lose money by not going on tour.
Yeah, we're gonna try a few things to make that up, and hopefully we can. And I'm gonna tell you what, Brett. I'm gonna say this while this caller's on the phone. I think when this thing ends, obviously we got to go to Florida, but it seems like it's going to be a while before you talk me into going back down to Florida, because they're insane down there.
Okay.
But when this thing ends, what I want to do immediately, and Brett's going to get so mad at me when I say this, I want to do New York, Chicago, and LA.
Really?
Yeah, because I want to stand in front of the maximum amount of fucking people and do the thing.
There'll be jazz too.
Yeah, I do. I just want to, I'm going to tell Katie, I'm like, just book New York, Chicago, and LA. You know what I was thinking the other day? We'll fucking do a cross country. I don't give a fuck right now. Like right now in my mind, I'm like, let's just do a cross country fucking tour.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay.
To get back out I'm a road warrior and I'm sitting at home.
Yeah. Should be out there.
But it does feel good. It does feel good that you're right. Like, it's like so many people have lost their job, and you're seeing so many people losing their job that you're kind of like well, at least I have something right now, and that is good enough. That'll sustain that. It will sustain me. It's still going to be around. And that's what I think is the most important thing, I guess, is like people need some sense of normalcy. If you've lost your job, you don't have that normalcy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you start trying to figure out how to, you got to kind of start figuring out how do I bring some normalcy to my life? And that to me sounds like the hardest thing to do when like, it's like, okay, so I lost my job. The first thing I would be doing if I lost my job is applying for fucking jobs. But that you can't apply for fucking jobs now. So like, what am I supposed to do? What's going to happen? What am I going to do next? And it's like, I mean, the last few jobs I had, well, no, the camera store in the other place wouldn't have been safe. But the fucking cable company and this job are relatively safe and secure. Like, this job looks like a fucking secure job right now compared to a lot of jobs.
Well, until people don't have money for frivolous things like podcasts.
Yeah, true, yeah. But, I'd convince myself that I felt pretty secure. So
Sure.
That's something,
Sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, I just wanted to say, solidarity with all the grocery store workers. They really need a lot of support right now. And I love you guys. Y'all are essential services to me. So I'll let you go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's the new That's it. Just tell somebody right now that they're essential services. That's what we need right now.
Yeah.
Look around. Honestly, I tell you what, the Amazon delivery guy came to the house and I gave like a big hearty thank you. Like, I know I had 2 words. And I had to say it in a way that would make like his chest vibrate, Like, I said thank you as heartily as I could because it's a good idea that these goods and services be distributed like that, and you're doing the work. You're doing the hazard pay. You're providing a lot for people being stuck indoors all the time. We are going to require some goods and services continuing. I don't know what's essential or not. I want to know if people consider Starbucks essential or not. I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
But Brian, you got to have it. You're saying.
No, if they sent those people home, I would be okay with it. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Right.
But they're there, and I guess I'm a bad boy because I go.
Yeah, you're allowed to have it.
I'm just
it's
not
fine. It's
like
the same as a
best
McDonald's.
guy in
I
the
would say
world.
McDonald's should have delivery, and McDonald's and Starbucks are the same companies. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of sweet calories and useless junk food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I respect
It's not there's no calories because I drink black coffee.
Oh,
but
impressive.
It's not impressive. It's just I can't have all that sweet shit in the coffee. I like I don't know if I think about this a lot sometimes where I'm just like, do I like the taste of coffee? Because like I drink it every day and I feel like I'm enjoying it when I'm drinking it, but somehow in my mind it's like coffee doesn't taste good.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't taste... Well, I like it.
Good, yeah.
But I don't think it... I think that, like...
Don't you guzzle it, though?
I do. And I don't know even what a fucking good-tasting coffee is. Like I said, you know what my favorite coffee is right now? Starbucks cold brew. That's white trash right there.
So, here's the thing. I mean, this is my opinion on coffee. Is the same as like beer and wine and even ginger. There's certain flavors that are not repeatable.
Yes.
Like, they're never the same. They say this is the same crops, but it was a different season. It was different rain. Like every time you get it, it feels like a unique experience in some sort of way. It is approximated as a certain kind of experience though. And I think black coffee has a lot of interesting fucking flavors in it.
Right, interesting is the word.
Interesting, yeah, enjoyable. Kids don't like black coffee.
I don't know why.
They want caramel on it.
You know what? How it happened with me was like I was drinking lattes every morning.
Okay.
And then I started having them gradually. I was up to like 6 shots of espresso.
Wow.
And I was just like, maybe I don't like...
Yeah.
Maybe I like the coffee part of it more than the sweet part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I started getting a black coffee and putting a little bit of cream in it.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, no, I think I just like the plain stuff.
Yeah.
I think I looked up the calories of those drinks too.
I mean, it's health conscious is usually the way is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did too.
I love the taste of it.
I need caffeine, and this comes from the earth, and it's 0 calories. I'm a tea guy.
Yeah.
All the time now.
I wish I was. For some reason, that's the other thing. The coffee thing, to me, is like, I can't drink. I think coffee, when I drink it, sends a signal to my brain that I'm getting caffeine, and that makes me happy. And when I drink tea, I don't get that same signal. I just don't even feel it.
Well, let me tell you what, man. They got the store. They got you can buy 100 individual bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
They also got packs of pitcher bags. So you just buy one of those. Instead of 100 bags, individual bags, you get like 24 pitcher bags, the gigantic ones, and you make just like one thing of tea out of it. And it'll fucking rock your socks off.
Well, and I should be better about I should be better about it anyway. Like
you get a considerable amount of caffeine.
I do,
but I'm not.
I start
judging.
with 150 milligrams right when I get up, and then I go 3 hours, and then I get a coffee. That's how my day runs.
Great.
Yep.
All right, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Next call. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Jeremy.
How's it going, Jeremy?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Great. How? What's going on? Where are you at?
I'm in New York.
Oof.
I have this boss. I have this like 0-hour contract job doing like custom T-shirts and shit like that.
Okay.
And it's always like super sketchy getting him to like pay on time and shit like that, and then he'll like cancel a day at the last minute. But I'm in school right now getting my license to work on planes, so I'm about to be done with this guy.
Nice.
And I was wondering if you guys had any good ideas about like how to get back at him when I'm about to be done.
You know, the best way to get back at them is to get them to depend on you to do something and fucking disappear when it's time. I think that's always the move.
That's pretty much what I was thinking.
If it's not gonna fuck
like
a bunch,
a huge contract.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, you want me to do this? I guess I can do this. You know what I mean? This isn't hard for me. And then you go to do it.
Yeah, that's how I got it.
Don't do it. Yeah, I got this one. Hey, don't fucking worry about it, boss. Go home, go to bed, and then don't ever show back up again. But also, you know, you got to worry about your paycheck too. That's where the issue comes in.
Yeah, I did that one time. I exited a place by taking over a bunch of shifts. Me and my buddy took over a bunch of shifts and never went back. But you either have to be comfortable enough to force them to mail it to you, or you got to have the braggadocio to go in there and say whatever the fuck you want. Say whatever the fuck you want. I'm here for my check.
I've explained this before, but the way I quit, when I quit the restaurant the way that I did, he mailed it to me 2 days before payday to ensure that I didn't come back into the place. So there is that possibility too. But I think sometimes these fucking people are just like, some of these like shittier small business owners, especially ones that hire contractors and then give them like shit, they might try to hold back on, but they know it's illegal, so they will have to give you that money at some point, but they're gonna drag their feet, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for calling in. I love giving advice on how to quit a job.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
I want to send my wife this Adidas kimono that just showed up on Facebook. Yeah, it's a kimono.
For who?
For her.
Are you gonna get that for her?
Hey girl, you want to wear this kimono?
Sporty kimono.
Yeah, it's hilarious looking.
That's not acceptable.
My wife went on the Carhartt Whip site,
Uh-huh.
or didn't even go on a site. I got a pair of pants from Carhartt Work in Progress, which is like their fashion brand.
Uh-huh.
And they sent a newspaper like thing with it, just because companies like these companies like to send a bunch of stuff with, like, if you get StockX, there's like 4 things in the bag when you get it. And she looked through the newspaper for the Carhartt Whip thing, and she was like, all the women's stuff sucks. And I'm like, well, they got stuff on the website. And she was like, well, I looked through the paper and all the women's stuff is just plain. So I went on the website and scrolled through some stuff and showed it to her, and she's still not interested. But, you know, what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah,
that's where I think I'm going to do my shorts and pants from this year. Because I got to get shorts and pants.
You have tactical pants.
Well, the whip,
hard-working
the
pants.
Whips, no. Work in progress is not that, you know?
Okay.
Like, these cargo pants I'm wearing are work in progress, and they're fancy schmancy.
Okay.
The whip is the fancy shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are struggling, but Brian does have to give an update on how many fancy cargo pants he has every single week.
Well, no, I only have one pair of fancy cargo pants.
Oh.
I got 2 pair of non-fancy cargo pants.
Okay. Only 3? That feels
I've been telling you that.
I thought you had more than that.
I have 1 pair from Pacific somewhere, but never
That's
wear
4.
them. Never wear them.
What about the shiny ones?
Oh, I wore those last week, didn't I?
I saw you in those. Those are 5. That's 5 pair.
I wore them last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I only really wear 3 of them.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Sure.
I was wearing the shiny ones because I went for a walk in my fucking regular ass ones.
Yeah.
And it got wet because it was raining.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know. Sorry, I don't mean to brag about my cargo pants.
Yeah, we don't. I don't. Yeah, nobody's. Save it. Do a hype beast show on YouTube or something.
Never.
You can talk about the new Carhartt line. Let's see who's next. Thank you for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Oof.
Hey, what's up? This is Ari.
What's up, Ari? How's it going?
It's going well. I'm wandering around the post-apocalyptic college campus I'm on. It's entirely empty. It's kind of nice. I like it.
Fun.
What school? Is it a big school?
No, it's a very small school in Oakland, California, an all-women's college.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like, it's funny. I was
not doing well financially before, and is
no.
currently definitely not doing financially well. They did not need this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. This was last thing they needed. They are going to keep the checks until you sue them.
Oh,
and honestly,
no.
they should.
Yeah, I was out.
Yeah.
I was out on
It's beautiful,
campus.
though.
I was out on Ohio State campus. I think it was last week, and it really did.
That's a big school, though, right?
It's huge. It's like half the city.
Yeah.
And it was just so empty. But I did see this sign up on a telephone pole that was sickening. It was some company that was an Airbnb company, right? Like, not a company. You know those
Yep.
like, you know how those people get some Airbnbs and then start a LLC, and now they got the Airbnb company. They call it a company, but it's just they're on an app.
Absolutely.
You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
I've lived in San Francisco for 3 years, so
Oh,
I
yeah, so you
absolutely
know.
am familiar with the
Yes.
grift. Yes, I used
Yeah.
to work for Apple before. Yeah, I know the grift. Yeah.
So this place
very
is
familiar.
called Tailwind Short-Term Rentals. And they had a big red sign up on a pole, and it said, "Can't stay in OSU dorms. Need daily, weekly, monthly furnished Airbnb rental. Prices starting at $40 a day, $300 a week, or $999 a month. Located on OSU or
That's a
Short
good
North
deal.
Private studio, 1-bedroom units available now." It's a bad deal here, though. Like
So wait, but what's incredible, we are out here, like, that would be the best deal you've ever seen in San Francisco.
Yes, that's true.
When I first moved out here, I was out here, I think I paid $2,000 via Airbnb to a woman so that I could stay in a twin bed in a room that had like a dollhouse. It was almost eerie. It was wild, yeah. And I ended up leaving her my motorcycle, and she got a free motorcycle out of the deal. So she did really well. I did very poorly.
Yeah.
Hey, I've left a lot of stuff behind, so I know how you feel.
I
there.
don't care. I don't want to own property. You can
Yeah.
have it, honestly.
Absolutely.
I don't really want to rent either, but I don't really want to own it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm on
when
your
I heard
side.
yeah, like, I'm thinking about the number of responsibilities I want to accumulate throughout my life. I don't know. This is making me reconsider, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully it's getting a lot of people.
But, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, look, if remote work becomes the thing, I think everybody should just learn how to code. It's not fulfilling. It's not interesting. I'm not going to tell you it's either of those things, but it's being overpaid through the wages we're paying people to do something that is ultimately, like, potentially not even contributing value. Like, it could just be creating complexity and, like, that is like, remote work. I think that's the market that's going to grow. Just get in, take the grift money, you know, secure the bag.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody should code, because I don't want to do that. But
we wouldn't have
to. Oh, it's miserable.
No, I don't think everybody.
You wouldn't have to, though.
I think remote work makes sense, and I've had conversations with folks where this is a moment, and even when we started Street Fight, I used to mention this concept of talking to your boss about how much you actually get done. You know,
Yes.
to them, you may be worth $60,000 a year, and they think that you're in your office the entire day working and doing these things, and they love the results that you get. But in actuality, you're doing 2 hours a day of work and running like a Facebook group for 6 other hours, or doing an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Or you have a side business repairing
here's where I'm
electronics.
conflicted, though.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted because I don't want people to have this authoritarian oversight of everything they're doing. You know what I mean? Because, like, I've worked in tech companies where at some point I kind of just, like, if we knew, I did internal tools, and it would be like, if I knew what work you were doing, what was taking up the most of your time, I could help you make it more efficient.
Right.
But, like, in doing that, if you reduce somebody's job, or, like, I don't know, there's almost like I want to just, like, make this machine incredibly efficient, and I think everyone wants to do that for themselves. But in the end, like, if you reduce it all the way, you sometimes get to a company, a mission, a product that's just, like, why are we doing this? Like, I worked for a text spam company back when, like, Bernie Sanders in 2016. All those text messages you get that are like, they use your first name, but you've never met them. Yeah, that innovation, I worked on that. And that, like, overpaid, incredibly overpaid. But they were bad at collecting money. Like, they were bad at doing lots of things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very interesting to see how, like, they just kind of, it's almost like a game for the people at the top of the hierarchy. They kind of just like having people below them that, like, report up to them, you know?
And being
I don't know, it's almost like not even about what you do.
It's like we've said, being able to command your time for 40 hours a week. They want to be able to step out of their office and have a crew there for 40 hours a week chained to a desk that doing the things they want them to do. And you're right, the more efficiencies you find, that just creates a void that they fill with more work, or that they see a place to fill up more of your time with ways to get a couple more cents per transaction, you know, whatever it may be. It's a constant matter of we need to be going harder and harder and growing this thing versus I can come in and look at the spreadsheets for an hour and a half and fucking leave, and you'll make the same amount of money last year as you did this year, you know, or this year, whatever.
So that's why I think it's like, it comes back to the advice of learn to code, because what you hear when you hear the word code, you think of like somebody in front of like a black screen with like green text all over it, like maybe, but ultimately there's like tons of ways that you can simplify your life behind the scenes, like without your boss even seeing it. Make your life easier. Make it take 2 hours, but always, like, I don't know. I wish people constricted their work days more, right? Like, don't let it get out of control. Don't let your boss take before 9 or after 5. And that's where, like, tech actually can help you. Like, just plug it all together, you know?
But like,
I don't
even
know.
jobs where I had like to get set to move 74 boxes an hour, I could do 100 boxes an hour, but I'm not going to do 100 boxes an hour for 8 hours a day. You know, it's like I don't know. I always feel that I can meet the workload and work at half speed. And that if you just gave me the full workload, I could get it done in 4 hours. A 4-hour workday is the most economical and makes the most fucking sense out of anything. There's no reason for people to do 8 hours of work, because even with phones and the way that everything has become easier, it does require way less effort to get jobs done.
Yeah.
They're just replicating that experience we felt in school, right? Like, school was all just getting us ready to have 8 hours of our day stolen from us for something we don't
Yeah, that's
love.
true. You're right.
I mean, I tell that.
That's a good
so
point.
Now I'm ready.
I tell that to my daughter.
Undoubtedly. But I don't, yeah.
She complains about school all the time, and I'm like, I mean, the whole rest of your life, I mean, could be you going to a place you hate all day and then waiting to get out. You know, that's what life is.
You're going to have to spend a considerable amount of time trying to make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like what, and they're trying to select for the people who are going to be the most complacent under that control, right?
Yeah.
Like people like Pete Buttigieg, who do the best in that system, are also, like, in a way, the most complacent under that control. They don't mind, really, as long as you tell them they're the smartest and you keep giving them the role that they want, even if it's just, we've noticed now that all the bureaucracies we have, all those people who have big important titles in the government, they can't do shit when a pandemic breaks out. We have no idea what to do. We're all running around with our heads cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
So it's
saying,
like,
I
think it's just, we're noticing, it's just a sham.
I agree. It is really freaky that, like, the federal government, like, so do you remember after 9/11 when people were like, I thought missiles came out by the Pentagon and would shoot anything out of the air? We're having another one of those moments.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
And how many times in
like,
this...
we've been watching this stuff on TV forever. We've seen movies about this. What the fuck is happening?
How many times is my generation going to see a complete failure of the United States government and then not do anything?
Yeah, not change it,
You
not get
know?
rid of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's why the most insightful podcasts have to do with take politics and culture and mesh the two.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, we're seeing culture be the thing that really influences what people like. Culture has even influenced who's in politics, and like even the people in politics have an image of themselves and what they are capable of that is influenced by culture, whether it's movies or like I think especially, I mean, we have a game show president, of course.
Yeah,
But like even the
pushing-
people who operate in other parts,
Yeah, we're going up against Harry Potter fans. I mean, that's our biggest opponent right now.
Absolutely. And I mean, I guess I try to sometimes think like if somehow the Chapo crew, they're just kind of like the left, real far left. They're kind of our Harry Potter crew. They live in their own little Brooklyn
do.
world, and in that Harry Potter world, there's a lot of whippets and sex parties. But you know what?
Coke.
Ultimately, yeah. I mean, ultimately, we're
Sweat.
all just jealous. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
but we
yeah.
might come out with a few more brain cells than Virgil after this is done. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how
Yeah,
Virgil's
but,
handling this. I haven't spoken
I
to
have
him.
a feeling a lot of drugs. A lot. We all are. I
He
live
doesn't
in
really do
California.
drugs, though.
I've worked at a dispensary. Well, then he needs to start.
I don't know how he doesn't, but he doesn't really do anything. It's
Whippets.
weird.
I
whippets.
was a jeweler for a while, so I recognize fellow jewelers in the podcast community.
Yeah.
But
You gotta
now
crate 'em.
I
You gotta-
dropped that.
You got to crate it up.
One of my friends uses Kratom. Oh my God, he's got his parents addicted to it. He's really they used to drink, and now all they like is Kratom.
That's how I feel
So,
too.
Yeah,
That's how
there's
I.
lots of folks like that.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm just an advocate. I think cannabis is great. Living in California,
Yeah.
what a life. I used to live in New York. It wasn't uncivilized, but this is very civilized.
I know.
Yeah.
We need weed
This
here.
is very
All right.
nice.
We gotta get gotta get
Everyone
these
needs
last
weed.
calls in. Thanks for
All
calling.
right.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
it was great talking to you guys. Have a great
too.
day.
Yeah,
Bye.
have a good one.
Show me the number. All right, we got this. We got 23 minutes.
Okay, thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Chris from Pennsylvania.
Howdy, Chris.
Hey,
going
how's
on,
it going, guys? Hey, I just wanted to call and kind of share my post-apocalypse story and what's going on with this scare right now.
Sure.
I would love to hear it.
So I teach at an alternative education school, which isn't like as hippy-dippy as it sounds. If you don't know what it is, it's a school where all of the kids who are too bad for public school get sent to my school.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's where I
so,
want to teach,
let's
actually.
see. Oh, it's the best. I love those kids so much. I miss the heck out of them right now because we're out of work.
Yeah.
So Friday, like not this past Friday, but the Friday before, they announced, Governor Wolf announced that the state was shutting down all their schools for 2 weeks. But then this past Thursday, my job decided that they were going to lay off all of their teaching staff because they can't afford our salaries.
Oh, no. Well, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
What are they going to do when this thing's over?
I mean, so what they're telling me is that they're going to hire me back, which like I'm hopeful for because I've a really good rapport with the students and with my fellow staff. But there's part of me deep down that like is just afraid that, you know, it's going to come that time they're going to like consolidate because language that should never be used when it comes to school, but like I've overheard and been in meetings and stuff where they talk about how our school is not profitable, which,
Okay.
you know, shouldn't be a case when you're talking about education of children.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
I don't know how you profit off of
So the way the AEDY program works in Pennsylvania is schools pay us per student per day.
Right.
So, like, for every student they send, we get a certain amount from the school every day that that kid shows up. And it's just a situation where I'm very nervous that, like, once the governor reinstates schools, they're just going to be like, well, this school wasn't making us money. We only had 17 students there, so I think we're just going to cancel it. Like, we're just going to end this program.
Yeah. I mean, that's something, like a lot of the people that have been fired or laid off
have said that they were given an assurance they were going to come back. And I think the saddest thing and the most real sign of what kind of world we were living in before this and during this is that like most people don't trust them. Like they don't trust that they're going to come back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's scary. And that's a failure on like, that's a failure in our culture. That's not like just some that nobody even trusts the people that they work for at all.
Yeah.
The default is not to trust them because that's the smartest move that you can make because there's no trusting them. There isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to be, I mean, you know, not to advocate for small business owners just because I am one. But there is a moment where you do want, you have to get, if you have a bad intuition and you don't meditate on it or think about it properly, the thing to do is just cut all your costs immediately, right? Without any sort of compassion. And there's been so many businesses that have done that and it looks fucking terrible. And I do think that people feel betrayed, even if, you know, because like they didn't sign a piece of paper. They didn't sign a contract that says you're guaranteed to get your job back. You got a promise to pay. You got a handshake. You got a fucking IOU on a napkin.
I mean, part of it is, here's the thing. Part of it is that they're trying to do, so what they feel they're doing is the right way by laying you off or firing you because you can get the unemployment that will get you through this until you can get till they can hire you back, if they're going to hire you back. The issue with that is that like it makes it so they don't really have to hire you back. They could make you reapply for your job. And again, the trust just isn't there for a lot of people. And another thing is with some of these bigger companies, like I've seen the Marriott stuff, and you know, I have a relative that my sister worked there and she got fired, and it's just like these motherfuckers are going to get a bailout from the government. So why are they firing people? How about you just hold on? Like these bailouts should be contingent on you holding on to your employees, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you pay your people and we'll bail you out. Okay? But like a lot of these businesses that are going to get, the tourism businesses especially, they're going to get bailed out, but they're going to have fired most of their workers. So that money isn't going to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The money's just going right to the corporation. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to, it's a bold moment. I mean, we're going to have to move beyond what our understanding of like the economy and shit is for a long enough time that we're gonna have, hopefully we can make something different.
That's the hope. I mean, when this is over, I think we need to hammer home how important the service industry has been through this. And I think we need to hammer home how the federal government did like put us behind the 8 ball on this thing, and how they couldn't, and private insurance and the pharmaceutical companies couldn't do anything about it.
Our benevolent billionaires didn't step in to help.
Yep. Fucking Jeff Bezos could pay every one of his workers $500 an hour probably and still be fine. Yeah. You know? And who knows? Easily. Yeah. And that's the thing. So we need to fucking this is our moment to have a transformational movement, either left or right. Like my hope is that we stop the right from lurching right, you know?
Oh yeah.
I don't think people want, I don't think that's the majority.
Good.
I think everybody's affected by this, and I think their heart's in the right direction. We all have relatives and family that work in these industries that don't know what their future looks like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've definitely seen a lot more like leftist ideas being like okayed during this time, like while everybody is kind of like just terrified of what the next step is.
Yep.
Like for me, the scariest thing isn't realistically that like I'm not 100% certain on whether I have a job. Like it sucks that I lost the job and I already make like $20,000 less than like a public education teacher in my area.
Uh-huh.
But like, so I have no job security on top of that. But I also like part of getting laid off was I lost my health insurance.
Yep.
And like you guys said, you know, I had to show up and sign paperwork acknowledging that I was getting laid off, but there was nothing for them to sign saying, like, I'm definitely going to have a job.
Right.
Even though they told me I would.
That's the thing that's been very hard. I think for that's been the biggest hit is like not the workers are feeling betrayed. They're scared. They feel ignored. People are yelling at them and shit. And like there already was like we really had bad morale when it came to work before this. I mean, that's our show.
Yeah.
You know? And like, what is the morale gonna be when this is over? What is that gonna be like? And you know, hopefully it's like organizing. I think, you know, this is a moment where we can work a lot of shit out, you know?
I will say there was a lot of really nice solidarity between like all of the staff in my school. Like our director called employees individually, and one of the other teachers like sent a text out to our group and was just like, hey, just so you know, this is coming down the pike, and make sure you tell them that like you want your vacation time, your 6 days paid out, and you're not turning in any of your equipment until they give you a paycheck.
Right.
Like until they pay us our last paycheck.
Right.
And coming together as like a small unified front. Like there's only 5 staff in my building, but still, like the fact that we all kind of came at them with the same list of demands was very beneficial to us as the workers.
Yeah. Well, I hope they hire you back. And you know, there's no reason not to take them at their word at this point, other than like you're weirded out by, you know, you don't like the fact that they did it in the first place. But that's something I've been telling my sister.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to just like, right now, the whole world's different. Nobody knows what's going on. And the best thing for you mentally is to take them at their word and hope that they're not going to fuck you.
Yeah,
You know?
and the other thing we know right now is the landlords have no fucking power. We are living in the buildings, and that eventually, if we have to, we can just keep these fucking places to ourselves.
Landlords are on one lately.
Oh, yeah, they're losing
just on it. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in. I really appreciate hearing from you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
Have a good one. Peace. All right, next call. This
Next
is a...
girl.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Tyler, man. I'm calling from Michigan.
What's up, Tyler? How are you? I was just up there on Monday.
I'm actually I'm in Ypsilanti right now. I'm working at Marriott right now at the front desk.
You're at Marriott? Did they keep you?
Yeah, I work at. Yeah. I'm here right now. I just clocked in at 11.
Are you on like
it's crazy, man?
You work by yourself? Is it? Did they adjust the shifts at all?
Well, like I'm the only one here all night from 11 to 7 a.m.
Okay.
And pretty much they got my GM working like all the AM shifts because like he's salary or whatever. So they don't want like hourly employees working at all really. And but nobody wants to do this night shift because it's like nighttime audit and it's all done on the computer. So I come in today and we have 0 arrivals and 10 people in house. But like these people that have been staying in the house have been here since like December and shit. So like, I don't know what we're gonna do.
They're gonna live there through this.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be able to evict their ass.
No, and like if I was them, I'd be like, I'm not paying right now, anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would let it
I don't
roll.
know what they're gonna do.
It's funny because if
Like,
they did
shit,
that,
so-
what would you like? You can't make them do anything, and neither can your GM. Like the thing
No.
about this rent stuff and these sorts of things is like we're gonna quickly realize that they can't just make you leave. You
Yeah,
know?
it lays everything bare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how'd they keep?
Exactly.
How many people did they keep on where you're at?
Well, like this is another crazy thing. Like, so I got cut to I was working 5 days and I got cut 2 days, but then my assistant manager, like he's real cool with me, so he was like, you know, like just come in at my shift because I get salary anyway. So like I'd rather you get the hours. So I did that, and my GM found out, and he got pissed at him. So he cut all of his hours. So then I took his hours instead, which makes no fucking sense.
What?
So then when I came in on Friday, I swear, and I came in on Friday, they was laying off all the housekeepers. It was insane. Like, they was all crying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they're, like, we have, like, one housekeeper now. So I don't know what they're going to do. But I did the last, like, 3 p.m. shifts because, like, we only have, like, 3 or 4 front desk guys. And, like, nobody really wants to do it.
Yeah,
but like I need money, so
yeah. Marriott is doing very dirty business right now.
They are. They are coming out looking really bad right now. Yeah, because that's the place I was talking about. They're gonna get bailed out by the government, and I think that is.
I heard you guys talking.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're
I was like, I need to get in.
They're gonna be one of the ones that get bailed out by the government, and I think that's what pisses me off, because my sister worked for Marriott and they fired her, and she's not handling it very well, and she didn't handle it well when they fired everybody, and there were a lot of undocumented people working there, and like, what are they doing? What are they supposed to fucking do?
Yeah,
It's
a very different.
Well, hang in there. It sounds like you're safe for the time being. Well, safe as in like
no,
you're
I
gonna have
was
a
just
job.
chilling.
Yeah,
I was just chilling.
If you ever see that boss again, you probably better go the other way. They're gonna be mad about that.
Yeah, they might be mad.
Well, he's the one that's coming in to relieve me in the morning. So like, I'm gonna ask him, like, it's like, what? It's like I hear people are getting emails and stuff saying like they need to show they're like an essential job, and like I don't know am I considered essential or not, but like there's only one other person trained to do this nighttime shift right now, so
You are essential. You're in competition with one other person now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a smart move.
But
I bet you can reconcile.
No, for sure. They just they didn't even let me know what's going on. This everything else is pretty much shut down here.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I work by U of M and everything, so that's why like business is so bad because all the colleges are shut down.
Is the only people there the ones that have been living there? Is that what's going on?
Let me see.
Are you taking guests? Are you taking more guests? Like, can somebody set up a reservation and come there now?
Well, what's crazy is, see, I'm looking at this guest spot right now. He came on the 15th, okay, and he booked 3 rooms for 57 nights. So, like, what the hell is he gonna do? Like, that's 57 nights. So, like, he's not leaving till May. And he did that on the 15th. So that was just like a week ago.
Jesus.
So like, I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, they can't. I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, I guess these Marriotts are just gonna run with like 3 people on staff, and just that's what it's gonna be.
Skeleton crew. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in,
Yeah,
man.
it's
That
a
was
ghost town.
really fun. It was
Yeah,
great
have a good
having
one,
you.
Tyler.
Oh yeah.
Call us back.
Yeah, no problem.
Call
I
us
know y'all
back.
trying to get off.
Yeah, call us
If you're
back.
working next Sunday, we'll be here.
I do it every Sunday, man. So I come in at 11, so I'll try to get on again.
Hell yeah.
I'll move you to the front.
Hell
Thanks.
yeah. Thanks, Tyler. I like Tyler.
Tyler's a good guy.
Yeah.
That's one of those, you're like, man, I need money, and now all of a sudden I'm the guy that has to hold down this Marriott. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I'm going to sit at this desk for as long as I can, right?
Yeah. That's fucking crazy,
Last
man.
call. Last call.
God damn.
I mean, it's going to be, it's a transitional moment. It's going to change things. But I still think that we have all been through the bullshit together. So on the other side, there's more of us that have been through the bullshit than millionaires controlling the conversation.
Yep.
Like, that's what I feel like has constantly, that's what's been the Bernie Sanders problem, is that we have all of these yuppies that are for Joe Biden, and we have all of these establishment media people that are pushing that narrative and controlling that stuff. Once society breaks down, it's all lived experience, and once we get to commiserate, we're going to find out we've all had the same shitty deal from America, and not all of us got to fucking lease an Acura, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's see.
I agree.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. You're the last call tonight. Oh no. Click.
Did you hang up on him?
Click. Howdy.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Who's
Hi
this?
there. This is Thomas from Denver.
What's up, Thomas? How you doing tonight?
Good. It's my birthday, actually.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, this is a
Oh,
good
thanks
time
so
for a
much.
birthday, but yeah. So
Yeah.
what's up? What's going on?
Actually, I'm the guy who asked you to raid my stream after the stream's down.
You know what?
Well,
I've got you
So,
queued up and
yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah, you're going to get raided, I guess.
I pulled up Twitch TV. So I want to ask you, I need to get some...
so you can see me right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I have to do some technical difficulty shit with you. Do I just type /raid cracking up to do it?
No, I think you go to the Twitch channel manager. You
see.
You click on the logo in the top right. You go down to Creator Dashboard,
Uh-huh.
and you go to Raid Channel.
Got it.
On
Okay.
the right-hand side.
I was looking at the old,
Okay.
I was looking at the DOS shit.
Sweet.
Oh, I see it. There it is. Raid channel.
I'm glad I could be helpful.
Yeah, you're ready to go. I was trying to do it, but I have it. Yeah, here it is. Cool. So yes, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to dump all these people in here. How's it going tonight? How's your
Nice.
stream been so far?
Oh, so far so good. You know, just been chatting with a lot of strangers, trying to be social here in the end times.
It's important to talk to people, to have that connection. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But you know, I'm trying to get a show going similar to Frasier. I actually work as a therapist, and kind of wanted to reach out there and offer to do a call-in show for anyone out there who's struggling and just needs to chat.
Cool. All right.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, yeah. That's all sounds like tossed salad and scrambled eggs to me.
Yeah.
That's a great idea,
and
though.
usually I'll just stream the show over there in the corner.
Yeah.
No one's the wiser.
Yeah. Well, I hope we help out with your stream, and maybe I'll call and talk to you. I could have used you a
Yeah,
little earlier
Brian
in the
needs
show.
to be walked off the ledge by someone that isn't me. I'm a little
He's not
too
good at it.
abrasive.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
might have to
like,
tell
look
me
at this
again. I didn't catch the
mathematics.
whole show.
What's
I
that?
just had a panic attack at the beginning of the show. I couldn't stop freaking out.
And I showed him some mathematics to console him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work.
It's
because
a
mathematics
mismatch.
make me-
We're an odd
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah, that can really go either direction on you when you start bringing math into it.
Yeah.
Didn't work. But thanks for calling in, cracking up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, stay
Yeah, have a good night.
stay in the chat.
All right,
We're gonna send you over to cracking up if you want to talk some mental health shit. That's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I need, man.
And we just completed Street Fight Radio call-in under quarantine. How do you feeling now, Brian?
I'm okay.
Think
You
it
took
went
my
well.
temperature. I feel better. You know, what are you gonna do? It was a weird time.
We figured it out.
I feel like
Good calls though.
Great calls. You know, I expect the calls to keep like being in sort of outpourings of kind of this emotion. That's why I feel like we got to do the call-in show every week.
Of
Like,
course.
it's one of the. I was even like thinking like maybe we should add one, but again, the driving is just. I'm like it takes me 20 minutes to get to Brett's house, and I just don't want to do it every day.
Okay.
Because
It's like going to work.
I'm not a real worker.
You know what's funny? Jason, I feel bad. And I don't think I did this, but Jason sits in my driveway until it's like time for him to start.
Really?
It feels like a real job. Like I'll see sometimes he's out there for like 6
Oh,
minutes.
he's smoking and
Oh,
listening.
he's probably
to stuff.
smoking. Okay.
Yeah, or he's listening to music.
But I'm like, now
or
my
a
house
video.
feels like a place of business.
Well, it's not. I'm like a lot more comfortable here. I just, I just the drive is 40 minutes like
Yeah.
total, and it just is like if I can do it from home. It's like I do all the other shows. I do any show that's not me and you at home, right?
Right.
and then I drive over here to do any show that's us. So it just is easier for me to, and book late. You know what I'm saying? Like I can book the shows later. Like I can do shows at like 1 a.m. Which I record the POD cast at like midnight and 1.
Okay.
It's the start time.
Got it.
You know, so POD cast coming up. I'm gonna tell Brett this before we get out of here. It's a bonus episode with Nick Weiger, and found out he's a big thrash metal fan.
Nick Weiger
Nick Weiger likes Megadeth and Metallica and all that stuff. I don't remember. He said some other bands. I told him, I was like, I would have never expected that from you. I thought you just listened to video game music. And he was like, yeah, I listen to that too. That's like the two kinds of music I listen to.
Okay.
But me and John got him into Deftones, which really worked out.
That's impressive.
You know? Yeah. We just told him like, listen to White Pony. Like he was like, because he was like, I'm so curious about, he never heard them. Me and John are just talking about, well, they're obviously the greatest nu metal band. You know what I mean? And he's like, what should I listen to? And I was like, White Pony's the best nu metal album of all the albums. And the next day he DM'd me and he was like, this fucking album rules. And I'm like, yes! You know?
Yeah.
I did my job. I got somebody to like a fucking nu metal album.
Yeah, Deftones are inherently interesting. They have a lot of great music.
Yeah, they have like a sound that like other people don't have.
They're their own unique thing.
Yeah, I mean it's metal for sure. Like you're listening to heavy metal.
Right.
But it's like a different kind that meets like sort of my weirder requirements for music. Like I have this thing where like if a song is like ding, 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 ding. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's why I don't listen to thrash. I don't like fast music at all. I like it to have like a sort of a groove and a swing. Like I want it to be like like that's like a slow little groove. I like slow music for some reason.
I like a fast groove. I like a
yeah, I know you do. I know. I'm thinking about checking out some doom metal during this thing.
We are sorry, but the show has ended. Goodbye.
Oh, okay, well that's a message.
What?
Nothing. I tried Ghost and it didn't work out.
You didn't like Ghost?
No. It was a little like it to me. It sounded like high school theater.
Yeah, it's like a Halloween CD.
Yeah.
So Thou, you could try Thou. You could also try, but I mean, I don't know. You like the artsy fartsy stuff. I'm trying to think of what
metal
is like Deftones.
There isn't.
There's a group Regana. I like them a lot.
What's the band that Not Ghost, the other one that everybody likes?
Sleep.
Sleep. And I see a lot of people talking about Ulver.
I don't know Ulver.
I mean, let's look them up real quick before we get out of here.
You could try High on Fire. There's a lot of riffs in that.
Norwegian experimental electronica band.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not what
anything
we're
I would
looking
ever
for.
listen to. You know, it makes sense because the person I see mostly talking about it is Felix, and it makes perfect sense that Felix would like a Norwegian techno band.
Sure.
Yeah, we're trying to get a new Shocktober out there too. Like I am basically, if there's a project that I've done, it's probably going to come back.
Okay.
Over this quarantine and I'm going to bring Drew back and we're going to talk about Dennis Miller eventually. We talked about Kevin Smith a lot on that show.
Okay.
Kevin Smith is something else.
Yeah, hero.
You think he's a hero?
No, I mean, he's the inspiration to me, I guess.
He is
at one of my time in my life.
Can I tell you something though? I only really like I've seen every View Askewniverse movie and I was fairly obsessed with it for a period, but I think I only really like one or two of them. You know?
No, I don't know that.
I like Mallrats. And then I watched the new Jay and Silent Bob, and I actually liked it.
You did? I was so excited. I was like, snooch to the booch, motherfucker.
Yeah, watch
Let's do it.
Dude, you'll love it. But I think the only reason I liked it is because I've seen all the movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you watch it, and you're like, I see what they're doing here. And it's like a lot of winking at the camera type stuff, but it's not good, but you'll like it. If you like Jay and Silent Bob.
I like a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Really?
I have to say that I remember even as a kid, he had that one DVD that was an interview series
Love
he
it.
did with kids, and they asked him how to finance a movie, and he said, "What you do is you apply for a credit card, and you say that you make $150,000 a year, and you put down a phone number for yourself, and then if they call to verify that, you say yes, I actually." Brett Payne is my employee, and I pay him $150,000 a year to do his job.
That's cool.
And then he said, if your movie is a success, you can pay it back, and if not, it's just fucking credit card shit.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Clerks. What about Clerks 1? I mean, come on.
Okay, that one you
Epic,
probably
Bacon.
haven't seen that in a very
have.
long time.
Okay.
Very, very long time. It's harder to watch now.
You think so?
Yeah, they're all reading the script through the whole movie. The acting is terrible.
Who cares?
Me. It's hard to
the
watch.
movie is about people that made a fucking movie at their grocery store.
Yes.
That's the charm of it. Like, as an independent creator, our stuff looks like we're reading our lines sometimes, you know?
But we're not.
We're the same type, though.
Sure. I don't like Dogma at all. I hated that movie, but I did tell everybody I liked it back when it came out because I didn't want to be like seen as somebody who didn't like Dogma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when it came out, but I haven't watched it since. The reason I'm doing
Strike Back was not good. Clerks 2 was incredible.
I hated it. That's another one that I just thought was terrible. Clerks
Really?
3 is coming out soon. I mean, here's what I respect about Kevin Smith, okay? It's the same thing I respect about Vince Gilligan. And that is that, like, he found a world, and he created a world, and he can play around in it. And I think that's fucking really cool, because a lot of people would be like, I'm not going to, I don't want to do this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Vince Gilligan could have been like, he could have said, I'm done with Breaking Bad. I never want to do anything Breaking Bad ever again. And then he made a movie and a whole nother series in the same world as Breaking Bad. And I feel like he's probably going to expand on that world for the rest of his life. And Kevin Smith sort of is doing the same thing. Like, he created a universe and a world, and I think it's neat, and I respect it.
Talking about the Funko Pop stuff even before, all of the designer vinyl, all of the artists I was into, these were people that worked for SpongeBob, and they were like, I want to make my own fucking SpongeBob. And they made their own cartoon characters to sell and license and make their own artistic creative things. And Kevin Smith was on that same wave for me. He was like an individual creator that, like you said, has his own universe of things.
It's like ICP. Another like really successful version of
independent,
in
a real way.
That's
In a time before it meant you were just like a subsidiary of a larger fucking conglomerate, you know?
Yeah. I mean, again, like I liked all the movies in their time, but like now, comedy is dated anyway. It's hard to watch comedy anyway. But like,
I don't know, watching some guy going crazy trying to find the perfect eggs is still funny.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
And
you know what's
when
funny?
he gives him shit for not being able to lift the milk jugs, he's
Yeah.
like, it's like 10 pounds. You struggled when you lifted that. He has to defend himself for struggling to lift a milk jug.
So like, the funniest thing is that the reason this came up is because I did a guest spot on a podcast called We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Okay.
Where they had me watch Cop Out.
Oh no!
And none of us liked it or whatever.
I wouldn't.
They
Yeah,
don't like any.
I wouldn't do that.
I asked them if they fell in love with Kevin Smith yet because they're covering all of his movies in order. I was like, have you fallen like kind of in love with him like I did? The Shock Jocks. They're like, no, I am not. But they're young. They're like young.
Yeah, that's annoying.
They weren't around for the original thing. And I think if I show Gwen one of his movies, I don't think she would like it. It's just of a different time.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
But so that, and then as I walk around town, as I do my walks, there are a lot of signs that say, we assure you we are open. Hanging out outside all the businesses that are open, you know?
Right.
And it's like, God, that movie had like an undeniable cultural impact.
Absolutely.
You know?
It was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a little Kevin Smith talk. And
Yeah.
We'll
be back for more streams. Find us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, or subscribe to us as a podcast. However you want, we're around. We're Street Fight Radio. We'll be here Wednesday at 11. You can get more Patreon bonus material if you want videos to watch. There's Some Kind of Monster Part 1. There's Undercover Boss. There's Shark Tank. The Fire Festival documentary is still there if you want to go back in time to a different world. But it's all over at patreon.com/streetfightradio along with Teen Fight Radio and Shocktober. Peace.
Listen to this thing Terrence posted, Brett.
I gotta piss my pants.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
This thing Terrence posted says, while I was working on, it's from Trent Reznor.